Amazing job. Thank you, Danny. FaZe God is in here, and Oreo and Danny. The number doesn't work. The number does work, brother, if you are in an area that is not in America, also known as another country. You will not be able to call into the show. However, the phone lines are also closed until about 3 p.m. when we go live on TikTok. This show starts the same way every single day. We are jumping right into the Power Hour. Yes, Danny, where are you from? We jump into the Power Hour to start the show, so let's get recording. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Take Back with Zach. You are listening to Take Back with Zach, where we cover the hottest topics in the sporting world, including deep dives into the greatest teams to ever exist, the Lakers, the Chargers, and the Anaheim Angels, as well as all the other news from around the sporting world. This is available everywhere you get your podcasts. The video is available on youtube.com. This is just the first hour of a 4-hour live show on Twitch and YouTube. So if you like this Power Hour, you are going to absolutely love the live show. Tune in Monday and Wednesday from 2 to 6 p.m. Pacific and Friday from 1 to 5 p.m. Today is Wednesday, April 1st. Oh, can I get a little hot? Can I get a little... April Fool's Day. On today's show, we're going to be covering the Knicks getting absolutely demolished by Houston, the NBA MVP race. How hot can it get? For real right now, we might be getting 5 dudes with first place MVP votes. We haven't gotten that in years, and we are going to be getting that this year 100%. I want to talk about the trouble in Philly. Jeremy Fowler came out with a report about Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. We are going to be jumping into that deep and heavy. Whoa, what the? Are you kidding me? Ayo. We're going to be covering Cooper Flagg being an absolute dork. I can't have the best player in the league be a complete dork like Cooper Flagg is. Talking about anime and playing PS4 all the time. Or PS5, whatever it is. I'm an Xbox man myself. Whatever is going on with Cooper Flagg being the biggest dork in the world, and I think he has to talk black his entire career. He had that GQ article, and all I noticed is, like, 1, this guy's a total nerd. 2, he's code switching. I code switch too, but in a funny way. His is like just like how he actually talks. Him and Chet be doing on some that AAU circuit. Hey, keep your boys out of AAU. If you want him to stay, all right. The NFL, there were a lot of rule changes this week, so we're going to be going over the NFL rule changes. We're going to be talking about that, the 18-game season, and much, much more. But before we get into any of that, we do what we like to call, and this is just literally what it is. There needs to be a better name. But we start this show the same way every single day with the verse of the day. Today's verse comes to you from 1 Corinthians, the first chapter of it. This is a letter written by Paul to the church in Corinth. Man, this is a big verse in the book that I love so much. Right, that's right behind me almost every day, except I was reading it today, so it's not there, called God Chose Me by Charles Metcalf. Great read. Remember, though, dear brothers and sisters, that few of you were wise in the world's eyes or powerful or wealthy when God called you. God has called all of you. Very, very few were actually thought of as powerful, wealthy, or wise in the eyes of the Lord when the Lord called you. Do you feel unworthy in the eyes of the world? Guess what? It doesn't matter because God calls you. Instead, God chose the things the world considers foolish in order to shame those who think they are wise. And he chose things that are powerless to shame those who are powerful. God chose things despised by the world, things counted as nothing at all, and used them to bring to nothing what the world considers important. As a result, no one can ever boast in the presence of the Lord. The Lord utilizes the weak, the broken, and the poor. If you find yourself in any of those categories and you feel unqualified by the world standards, you are qualified under the eyes of the Lord. Shout out to Jesus. Shout out to Christ. Can I get an amen in the chat? This show also does the movie of the day. Today's movie of the day is Up! We've watched this a few times. Yes, sir. XD, what up, dog? What up, Derpy? What up, Oreo? My friends, my lovers, my brothers, my sisters, my Veenies, my Weenies, my everything in betweenies. Thank you for joining the show. Shout out to you guys. From the revolutionary minds of Pixar Animation Studio, from the revolutionary minds of Pixar Animation Studios, and the acclaimed director of Monsters Inc. comes a hilariously uplifting adventure where the sky is no longer the limit. Carl Fredricksen, a retired balloon salesman, is part rascal, part dreamer, who is ready for his last chance at high-flying excitement. Tying thousands of balloons to his house, Carl sets off to the lost world of his childhood dreams. Unbeknownst to Carl, Russell, an overeager 8-year-old, is overweight too. Explorer who has never ventured beyond his backyard is in the wrong place at the wrong time. Carl's front porch. The world's most unlikely duo reach new heights and meet fantastic friends like Doug, a dog with a special collar that allows him to speak, and Kevin, a rare 13-foot-tall, flightless bird. Stuck together in the wilds of the jungle, Carl realizes that sometimes life's biggest adventures aren't the ones you set out looking for. Up from Pixar Animation Studios. Welcome Up. Oh my gosh, look at all the emojis dropped in the chat. It's a great bunch of emojis. XD1 has reached a 35 stream streak. Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka. XD, what a beast you are, dog. What a beast you are, brother. Thank you for joining the show today and the past 35 days, since I go live every 3 days. Can we do the math real fast? Since I only go live 3 days a week, that means XD1 on tomorrow, you will have been here 12 weeks, 12 shows, 12 weeks. It's 35 shows in a row, but it'd be 12 weeks of shows, I believe. Yeah, 12 weeks of shows. That is 3 full months. Shout out to XD1. If you want to also increase your stream streak, all you got to do is chat. Chat once every stream that you're in here, and you will get a ding dong for a stream streak. I'm at 40 on Friday, too. Oreo the cat is ready to rock and get that 40 stream streak. Today's show, of course, begins with the biggest story in sports, as we always do, and that today is the Showtime Lakers. The Lakers absolutely dominated the Cavs last night, and we had a bunch of weird milestones in this game that are incredibly impressive, and I regret calling it weird because it's awesome. The Lakers rule and basketball rocks. If you don't like the NBA, if you don't like the association, I feel bad for you, first of all. If you are like, I like hockey, I don't like basketball, that is one thing. Because they're on at the same time, it's kind of hard to follow both. And Andres is in here. What up, dog? Where are the ding-dongs? I need ding-dongs. I need a ding-dong. I have this. I have a ding. I don't have a dong, though. I have a ding. But I don't have a dong. Ding fart. I can go ding bruh. Bruh. That works. Rui Hachimura got his 5,000th point last night. Luka Doncic got his 15,000th point last night. JJ Redick got his 100th win, becoming the only Laker to have 50-plus wins in back-to-back seasons since Phil Jackson. But above all, LeBron James has become the most winning player in NBA history. It's money turning me on. Hey! Shout out to LeBron. He just passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar last night for most wins in a career, including playoffs. I have a thought for way later in the show when we get into the hijinks and the show notes, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Hijinks and show notes. I think LeBron James could play another 5 seasons. The way he's playing right now, I don't even want to put a number on it. There's not going to be a physical limitation to what LeBron can do. The only reason he doesn't play another 5 years is if Savannah is like, hey, can we not play 25 years in the NBA? Can we not do 27 years of playing basketball? The only way he stops is if it's for like a mental or emotional or family reason, right? But physically, the dude looks fine, but we will talk about that later in the day. Today's show, obviously, we're doing the Power Hour for the first hour of the show. Hours 2 and 3, we'll be taking calls and talking ball live on TikTok.com. And then the final fourth hour of the show, we sit back, relax, we watch some games together, we go over some plays that we like for the night, and we talk a little bit of hijinks, and we have some fun with it. We're talking about things like bugs. Shout out to anybody here who is watching from Instagram.com. Thank you for joining the show and coming over from that app to this one right here. It's my ultimate goal is to get the views over there to translate over here, but brother, it's hard. Luka Doncic had another 40-point game last night, making that 3 in a row. 3 40-point games in a row. He's got 13 straight games with 30-plus points, which is the most he's ever had in his career. He's had 40-plus in 7 of those 13 games. He's become the 10th player ever to have 600 points in a single month, and it's the third most points in a single month since 1977. James Harden, he did it in 2019. Michael Jordan did it in 1987. Those are the only other 2 names on the list since 77 that have done this feat. Side note, neither of those dudes won MVP. If you can let me know who won MVP those seasons, you will be the winner of Hour 1. You are the winner of the Power Hour. Comment below if you know who won MVP those 2 seasons. That's 1987 and 2019. No looking it up. Don't cheat. Do not cheat. For real. Just drop it in the comments or drop it in the chat. You could be wrong. I actually don't even have it pulled up. So I'm just going to give it to, you know what? Whoever says something that sounds right, yeah, you got it. You're the winner. You are the winner. Outside of Luka Doncic, to focus more just on the game itself as the Angels lose to the Cubs 2-6. Yikes. We got a good win last night, but the Angels stay at 500 after the loss today in Chicago. Blustery, cold, windy day, but somehow the Cubs still put up 6 runs. UC did not look very good. We did not get a great outing from Kikuchi like we did from Severino last night. Shout out to Luis Severino for an awesome game last night. Not Luis Severino, Jose Severino. Oopsie daisies. The first play of the game last night in the Lakers-Cavs game was a chase down block on Donovan Mitchell as if anybody needed to be reminded that LeBron is here and who the real king is. Someone was talking, I saw a TikTok last night about it was talking about signature plays, like who has, the Iverson crossover. You've got the Dirk 1-footer. LeBron is the only guy whose signature play is defensive, right? The LeBron signature play is the chase down block from behind. That's his signature move. When we see that happen, it's like, well, there's LeBron. That's the one thing that when you watch him play this game, when he's still doing that, he could still be playing basketball. Offensively, he was able to produce, but really the show was all about Luka. And shout out to Jake LaRavia with a cool 12 points, very efficient from the field. Great game. Hey, and I got to give some flowers to Bronny James as well. Good minutes from Bronny. Showtime Lakers are back last night as LeBron was flying around the court, and the Lakers get the win 127-113 over a top 3 team in the East. They took the lead early from the Cavaliers and absolutely never, ever let it up. A very, very similar game was played a few hours earlier on NBC Peacock. It was the New York Knicks going into Houston to take on Kevin Durant in the Rockets, and the Knicks got absolutely demolished, brother. They were horrible. Truly horrible basketball team last night. The Knicks now, looking at the past 3 games, they've lost every game by double digits. I'm going to say it one more time. The New York Knicks, the team that everyone picked to win the East, a shoo-in for the Eastern Conference Finals, a team that got there last year and was a game away from getting to the finals. We're looking at this team right now on a 3-game losing streak, all of those losses by double digits. Brunson had 12 points in 37 minutes last night and was not good, but he was a minus 26 on the night. Wowzers. His defense was truly horrible in that game. He wasn't able to score, efficiently or inefficiently. He wasn't able to score the ball. The best stretch they had was in the second quarter when Alvarado and Clarkson cut the lead to 4, all with Jalen Brunson on the bench. They were down, I think, 17. They took Jalen Brunson out. The team went on like a 12-0 run or like a 12-4 run or something like that, and they cut the lead to 4. I'm not saying that the team is better without Jalen Brunson. I'd be a crazy person to believe that. But it's kind of funny to think about. This team that everyone's like, oh, this is the deepest bench in the world. Oh, this is one of the most physical defenses in the world. Anybody can score. Oreo, oh yes, hi. It feels like every playoff team in the NBA has like a true identity. And they know exactly who they are. Right? We know who the Lakers are at this point. Give the ball to Luka. The Spurs play a team basketball centered around this dude Wemby taking over when it matters most. Same with OKC. A team basketball approach with one guy who's your closer in SGA. An awesome game last night. 2 nights ago? Monday? I think it was Monday. Detroit is a defensive team with a dude at the 1 who can put it in the bucket. But they are a scroungy, defensive, scrappy team. Bro, even the Suns have an identity. The Suns are balanced across the board, and they play good defense. In the front court, especially. They've got D-Book, Jalen Green, who can put it up. These teams have identities. The New York Knicks do not. They don't. Karl Anthony Towns is still being indecisive. We still don't know what Karl Anthony Towns is going to do in this offense or look like. And we're 70 games into the season. This team is deeper than last year. Everyone's playing less minutes because Thibodeau's not there, absolutely killing everybody. And they've gotten worse. Well, what everyone said last year was like, oh, Tibbs is running them into the ground. They're running a 6-man rotation or a 7-man rotation. They need to get less minutes. The wear and tear is too much on their bodies. Okay, all right. We did it. We got the deeper bench. We got the more bodies. We lowered the minutes for everybody. And you're worse. OKC is like the Eagles. Won a dominant chip and won't win again for a while. Ooh. What up, Coz Law? I give the great football takes, not April Fools. Thank you, brother. You are awesome. I absolutely love you. You get one of these. The Knicks lost on the road to Charlotte, on the road to OKC, and now Houston. And yes, I know. That is not an easy stretch. Charlotte's playing good basketball. Obviously, OKC is the best. And then Houston at home, always a tough out. I know going 0-3 in that stretch is not good. But I'm acknowledging the fact that those are good basketball teams that you're playing. But good teams. Good teams would lose all 3 of those games, but not all by double digits. Great teams find a way to win at least one of those games and make another one close. The Knicks have been blown out 3 straight times by 3 playoff teams on the road. That doesn't bode well for an Eastern Conference where teams 10 through 5 all are going to have 45-plus wins. The East is knotted up, and there are a lot of good teams that could scrape by and win a playoff series. We're not going to have chalk in the NBA this year. I'll put it that way. Especially in the Eastern Conference, we're not going to have chalk. The Knicks are in trouble if they do not figure it out. I'm excited to see what Charlotte can do in the playoffs. Me too. They have definitely fallen off. I'm a little bit more excited about Atlanta. As you will see later in the show, we're going to be doing my top 12 teams in the NBA on TikTok. That'll be the topic of discussion. The NBA MVP race is right now the hottest topic in the association and probably the hottest topic in sports if the Eagles weren't such blabbermouths about how much they hate their quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Imagine waking up being Jalen Hurts today. Seeing that article from Jeremy Fowler. At the very, very end of the show, in hour 4, we might do a full deep dive through that article where I will read it word for word from the incredible reporting from Jeremy Fowler, ESPN.com. If you want to see the full article read, then tune in at around the 5 p.m., 8 p.m. time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. The NBA MVP race is a hard thing for me to say. NBA MVP. It's a hard thing to type as well. I'll put in the title of something and I'll be like, am I dyslexic? Do I not know how to speak? I when I first put the title in for YouTube and Twitch, shout out to everybody who's watching, I put it in as NBA MVP. Most valuable boy. That's all right. I'm going to be giving out MVBs every single show. So those of you watching the Power Hour, sorry, but you're not going to be eligible for this. Every single show, someone in Twitch world or in YouTube land is going to be an opportunity to be our MVB, our most valuable boy. So, how do you be the TBWZ MVB of the day? We'll also have MVB of the month and MVBs of the year. But if you want to be the MVB, it's all about having some fun, cracking some jokes in the chat, getting your jokes pinned to the top, watching, listening, chatting, observing. And then, of course, if we have a banger call, that will definitely factor into the voters' minds over there. And the voters' minds, by that, I mean just me. But I can't remember a time in my life where there were 5 dudes with a genuine shot at getting first place votes. And I'm not talking first place votes like, man, someone just random is going to vote for him. Like this. Like in 2012, 2013, LeBron James got 120 first place votes for MVP. Carmelo Anthony got 1. So this is some writer in New York that was like, I'm going to give it to my guy. I'm going to give it to my guy. Even the boneheads in Los Angeles did not have the gall to give Kobe or Chris Paul a vote. But this idiot gave one to Carmelo Anthony. We are going to be looking at a situation where we will have 5 dudes that are going to get first place votes, not just from local writers. Not just from local writers, but from people all across America. Remember when Zaza Pachulia got one? I mean, there's not a better thing in the world than Zaza Pachulia getting an MVP vote. Wemby, Jokic, Shea, Luka, and Hugh Brown. These are not in order, by the way. What I did for you guys, and this is the NBA MVP race completely explained. I've gone through and I've given pluses and minuses to each guy, why they will get votes and why they will not get votes. So we're going to go through all 5 of those guys. It's Shea Gilly, that's Jokic, Luka, Jalen Brown, and the freak, Victor Wembanyama. Oh, man. That guy. I got words for him. But here are all those reasons. For SGA specifically, his pluses. He's the most efficient scorer in the league by a wide margin. His splits are incredible. Incredible splits, incredible efficiency. He's a walking bucket. Any single time that the Thunder need a bucket, they just give the ball to SGA. And he goes out and gets it. He's such a steady scorer. Luka, I called him Luker. Luka will have these moments where he puts up 20 points in the first quarter and then finishes with 41. We're like, dude, what a game. SGA will get 41, but he's going to get 8 and then 10. And then he's going to get a 12 spot. He's going to finish the fourth quarter with a 15. He's such a complete scorer. His bag is so deep. Whenever he wants a bucket, he goes out and gets it, and it feels like he is the best offensive player in the league when he is on the floor. The negative, he's a slightly one-dimensional scorer. He plays good defense on the best defensive team in the league, which helps out a lot. But it seems like all he is doing on offense is looking to score. It's ISO ball. It's a ton of ISO with Shea. When the ball hits his hands, the Thunder offense seems to just come to a halt. People stop moving. People stop setting screens. They're like, let's just let SGA do his thing. Let's just let him go. His assist numbers are far too low for me for a primary ball handler. He doesn't have the assist numbers. He doesn't have the rebound numbers. He doesn't have those parts of his game that fully encompass what a valuable player is to a franchise. What he is the best scorer in the league. And guess what? Darn it, brother. That just might be enough because he is that good on that side of the ball. For Nikola Jokic, his plus is he's averaging a 27-point triple-double. That should be enough. That should be enough to win the MVP. To average a triple-double. The triple-double stat in general is a stat that basically means this guy rocked today. If you get a triple-double, it means you rocked. There isn't a stat like that in football. There's not a stat like that in baseball or hockey. The triple-double is such an elusive stat. Dude, there's guys that have played in the league for 12 years and have gotten none. SGA has two career triple-doubles. Luka's having a crazy season. He has 7 triple-doubles this year. Jokic is going out and averaging that. His average night is a triple-double. Wemby is best depoy and third best on offense. Oreo. Big Spurs fan. If you want to mess with the Spurs, mess with Oreo. He's the best passer in the game. He's also going to lead the league in rebounds and assists, which has never been done before. Those are such exclusive, different categories. The league leader in rebounds is always some 7-foot freak like Jokic. And the league leader in assists is always some smaller point guard who's a pass first, score second type guy. Well, Jokic is pass first, score second. His last option is scoring. And when he needs to, he just turns around and goes, womp. We've never seen a guy at his size, at his caliber, at his strength, at his Serbianness, lead the league in assists. No one's done it in rebounds and assists. It's unbelievable. He's the best passer in the league and the greatest offensive weapon we maybe have ever seen. His negative, voter fatigue. You're like, what's voter fatigue? It basically means that he's so good and so dominant all the time that we're sick and tired of him. And we're like this, get out of here. We're like, hey, you're so good. It's so awesome. Yeah, I know. But we've become accustomed to his greatness. And it doesn't hit the same way like it used to. Wemby has 4 triple-doubles. Oreo, is that this season? He doesn't have a passing game. Wemby's not going to be a triple-double threat because he doesn't have a passing game. Look at the chat. It's all Oreo. Oreo, right now, you're in first place for most valuable boy. Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic. He scored 30-plus in his last 13 games. He had 600 points in March. He's had 7 40-point games in the last 3 weeks. He leads the league in points. He outpaces SGA in threes, rebounds, assists, steals, and points, of course. He's responsible for about a third of the Lakers' offensive production, a team that is third place right now in the West. He leads the league in all the scoring categories. He has the most points. He's the best scorer in the league. He's done the most with the least around him. Jokic is on a far, far, far worse team than Luka is and still doing what he's doing. But Jalen Brown, Wemby, SGA are all on far better teams than Luka. And I don't want to do the thing where we're like, hey, but he's on a good team and he's on a bad team. This is an individual award. But the voters are ranking Shea highest because of how good the Thunder are. They factor in team wins when they vote on MVP. So you got a guy averaging 30 points, averaging 39.5 points per game over the last week. In the month of March, he put up 38, 8, and 8. 38 points a game, 8 boards, 8 rebounds. 8 boards, 8 assists. The negative is he's been inefficient this season. Not very, but he's been inefficient. His shooting numbers, percentage-wise, are not at the top of the rest of the league like some of these other guys, especially like Shea. Shea's going to be pretty untouchable with that stuff. His numbers aren't great. He's not efficient. He's scoring more than anybody, but he's also playing more than anybody. He leads the league in minutes, and he's shooting more than anyone else. So the numbers kind of make sense. If he had the same efficiency as Shea, he'd be averaging 50 points. But I want to do a thought experiment with us right now. A quick thought experiment. Maybe paprika. If Shea was on the Lakers, first of all, his defense would not be as good as it is on OKC. But I digress. If Shea was on the Lakers, do you think he would have the same efficiency as Luka? Or do you think he would have his efficiency numbers that he currently has playing on the Thunder? And vice versa. If Luka Doncic was on the Thunder, would he have Shea's efficiency numbers? They're both elite scorers, but they're both called to do different things. SGA is called to score and be a walking bucket, and he does that. But also a lot of the game is like, hey, he's surrounded by talent. You can let other guys do their thing. Luka doesn't have that as much as Shea. The Lakers need every single point that Luka puts on the board. But if you flipped Shea and Luka, I guarantee you the Lakers would have a worse record than they do right now. If Shea was the sole guy in Los Angeles, the Lakers would not be the 3 seed in the West. If you put Luka on the Thunder, I think they will still be great, obviously. I'm not going to say they'd have more wins or less wins because they already have a crazy amount. They're already super, super dominant. But I will say that Luka's efficiency would go up. He's inefficient right now because he plays so much and he shoots so much and he has to be that guy. If he was on that Thunder team surrounded by all of that talent, I don't think he'd be running into those same sort of issues that people are making about him in the media. You put Luka on the Thunder are still title contenders. You put Shea on the Lakers, but if you put Shea on the Lakers in lieu of Luka Doncic, if you replace Luka Doncic with Shea on the Lakers, I don't even know if the Lakers are a top 5 seed. But I digress. Jalen Brown, brother. Jalen Brown has a legit shot at MVP, and I think if we were just going literally by the name, most valuable player, you got to think, as we put on the Yankees and the Mariners game, you got to think it'd be him. We thought the Celtics were going to miss the playoffs entirely. And now we're looking at them as the favorite in the East. What up, Talking Balls guy? Luka efficiency would skyrocket. It would, Oreo. I'm with you. Because of... We picked the Celtics to not make the playoffs. We were looking at this team as a lottery team. But this is now the favorite to win the East out of Boston. That's because of what JB has done with this team. He's the best two-way guard in the league. And without Tatum, he led the Celtics to the 2 seed in the East and held it the entire year. It's not like they got to the 2 seed late. Like, they were the 2 seed right away. I remember the first week of the season, they were like 4-0, and we're like, whoa, look, the Celtics are 4-0. That's fun. How long is this going to last? And it's like, well, I guess it's going to last the entire season because Jalen Brown is that dude. The negative for him is he's not SGA or Jokic. He doesn't have the numbers as the 3 guys I already said, but the biggest thing is the perception of Jalen Brown is that he's a second option. We don't perceive Jalen Brown as the number 1 guy in Boston. Yet when I talk about Luka and Shea and Wemby and Jokic, it's clear and obvious those are the number 1 guys on their teams. A lot of people don't think of Jalen Brown as the number 1 guy. For that reason alone, I think he's going to miss out on MVP votes. But he's the definition of value. If we're going literally by the definition of most valuable player, what he does for the Celtics far outweighs what any of the other guys do for their team. The Celtics are a joke. They are tanking. They're trying their hardest to draft Darius Acuff in the draft if Jalen Brown is not on this team. I'll put it this way. If the roles were reversed, we're just reversing roles left and right. We're reversing roles today, baby. Wouldn't have it any other way. If Jalen Brown was the one that was hurt and Tatum was the one that was healthy, I don't think the Celtics have the record that they do right now. Just purely because Jalen Brown is a two-way dude who can go out and shut down your best scorer and then also drop 35 on your head. I'm not saying Tatum's bad at defense, but he's not what JB is on that end of the floor. And finally, Wemby. Just look at him. His case is not metric-based. He's more like Jalen Brown in the fact that it's more of like a, hey, look at the overall body of work thing. It's less about, look how many boards he exactly had and how many points he had exactly and how many game winners he has or his efficiency or his numbers, yada, yada, yada. It's an eye test. Just look at him. Just watch a Spurs game. Look at what he does on the court. Look at his domination on both ends of the floor and the gravity around him when he rolls to the basket. The opposing defense shuts down when he gets the ball. They have no idea what to do. Instantly doubled. He's feared on the perimeter. From the three-point line, he's one step away from dunking. That's just the offensive end of the floor. The defensive end of the floor, he shuts down the paint. You cannot put buckets up in the paint. One of the reasons I think that the Thunder this year have struggled against the Spurs is they don't have that knockdown, dead-eye three-point shooter. A lot of their game comes from drives and into paint and getting fouled and passing the ball, but really, like, they play a lot of their game inside. Wemby and the Spurs are 4-1 against the Thunder this year. I know SGA didn't play in some of those games, yada, yada, but, dog, that's the best team in the league, and Wemby is 4-1 against them? This was a 40-win team last year. This was a bad basketball team last year. A bad basketball team. And now they have a chance at the number 1 seed in the West. We don't see that. We don't see a team go from like, man, this team is not very good. Maybe they can get a 5 or a 6 seed this year. We'll see. To potentially competing for the number 1 seed. And he wants it. He wants the MVP. Because he wants to be the greatest of all time. The only other player in the league that wants to be the greatest of all time and believes that they can go down as the GOAT is LeBron. It's LeBron and it's Wemby. Wemby wants the smoke. Wemby wants the award. Wemby wants the accolades. He wants the heat. The only negative is if you open up that can of worms, brother, it's going to be hard to get him back in the can. If they give him the MVP this year off of his numbers that he has right now, in what's going to go down as probably his worst season over the next 10 years, if he stays healthy, then you have to basically give it to him every single year. This is the last year, I think, that we can justifiably say that Wemby does not deserve the MVP. Because from here on out, for the rest of time, I'm pretty sure Wemby's going to be the best player in the league and get the MVP every year. So, that, my friends, is the NBA MVP race explained. Who do I think should win it all? Come on, brother. You see the poster behind me. Give it to Luka. We have some very, very exciting NBA games as we come down to the final 2 weeks of the season. These teams all have like 7 to 9 games left. Some of them are going to be very tight. We got some tight races down at the end, especially what's happening in the East, as the 10 seed is only 3 games behind the 5 seed in the East. That race is far from over, so we're watching the bottom of the table this week and next week, of course. We're excited about NBA. Starting this month, we're going to be doing a nightly NBA post-game show after all of the playoff games. So please mark your calendars, get ready for that, be ready to call in. I need your support. But ultimately, we are going to transition now to the NFL. Let's talk some ball. The biggest story coming out of the NFL world is obviously Jalen Hurts and the situation going down right now in Philadelphia, as we have a Brandon Donovan challenging using the ABS rule. We did earlier in the day, I don't know if you guys know this, but we had a game end on a successful ABS challenge. So we are now ending games going to a computer, and the computer going like this, strike. And we're going like, oh, it was actually a strike, game over. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense to me. I love it. I'm Unk mode right now. I'm Unk MOD. We're going to do a deep dive in this article later in the show, like I already said. But what basically happens in this article is Jeremy Fowler of ESPN outlines how Jalen Hurts has been pushing back on some of the offensive adjustments, has gone off script mid-game, and has not been coachable to the point where his teammates are starting to notice. Fowler said on NFL Live that they did a deep dive with the Philly team and the front office and the coaches and GMs and personnel and everyone they could talk to, everyone would say yes to an interview. They were just trying to figure out what went wrong, because this team started 10-1 and then lost 6 of their last 7 games. Or 7 of 8. Or 8 of 9. Yahtzee. He said, hey, all we tried to do was figure out what was going wrong. And overwhelmingly, what came back to them was a whole lot of blame being thrown Jalen Hurts' way. Fowler said that even in the 2024 Super Bowl season, people were claiming that Jalen Hurts was uncoachable. It's pushed back on adding things to the offense like extra motions, checkdowns, small things that might help the offense be more fluid and less calcified. Because if we watched the Eagles last year, brother, that offense stunk. Couldn't move the football. Calcified is the best way to put it, in my opinion. I love calcification. I don't know if there's a correlation between drinking milk and breaking bones. But I know I broke a lot of bones growing up, and I did not like drinking milk because I was not a big fan of the taste of milk. The taste of milk sucks. Paprika. If you genuinely enjoy drinking milk, something's seriously wrong with you. It doesn't taste good. It's too watered down of a flavor. Does that make any sense at all? The flavor of milk? What is it? What is that? What does it taste like? Just pouring a glass of milk and like drinking milk? Oh, dude, you're such a weirdo. You're a freak. You're a runner. You're a track star. Give me the beat boy and free my soul. Drinking milk is so lame. Milk belongs in one place and one place only, and that's in the bottom of a cereal bowl. The only milk I drink on a bi-weekly basis would be the little bit of residue milk from my cereal bowl that is just fully concentrated with Captain Crunch Crunch Berry flavoring. That it doesn't even taste like milk. It's a sugary, delicious treat. Now, milk is incredibly useful in cooking. So many great recipes and sauces and things require milk, and so I love milk for that. Shout out to heavy cream as well. But drinking milk, just having a glass of milk, oh, are you 4 years old? I'm not even gonna let my kids drink it. That's embarrassing. Oh, dude, look at your kid drinking milk. That's so embarrassing. Give him some apple juice. Maybe that's why I am the way that I am. When an article like this drops about Jalen Hurts, it's usually going to be coming from the team directly, as this is something they want Jalen to know, but do not have the confidence. But how do I put this? That sounded horrible. That was a horrible sentence. Sometimes I say really dumb things and I don't edit them out. So you're like, oh, wow, this is not a good show. Hey, it's just unedited. Every other podcast that you listen to is heavily edited, and they take out all of the ums and the buts and the wrong things. I keep all of mine in, brother. I keep my butt in. I keep my in. When an article like this drops, this is the team talking directly to a reporter. They know the reporter is going to write the article. They're not sitting here today blindsided that all of this news came out. It just means they don't have the balls to talk to Jalen in person, because they know that this is going to get back to Jalen Hurts. They just don't want the conflict in the room at the facility. They want the conflict somewhere else. Nah, not here. At your house, maybe something like that. Take your conflict over there. Can't you just be a man and talk to him? It makes me feel like whatever happened between him and Sean Mannion, they had to have some sort of meeting, some sort of discussion about the offense already this season. It doesn't feel like it went very well, if you know what I mean. Basically, what happened in the article is they outlined everything that they thought that Jalen Hurts was doing wrong. So they've basically given us, the fans, a checklist of what to watch for this season. They very, very, very specifically laid out all the things they don't like about him. All the things that he does that holds the offense back in their eyes. You know what it feels like? It feels like when your employer wants to fire you, but they don't have a reason. So they start doing all of these things to check in on you or give you assignments that you're naturally going to fail at. And then when they do fire you, they're like, see, here are the reasons why you got canned. That's what the Eagles are doing when they eventually get rid of Jalen Hurts. If he doesn't have a good season, I don't think Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles next year. And I'm not saying good, the team won a lot of games or his stats were fine. I'm saying this stuff. He listens. He's coachable. They're able to throw in some motions and add some tricks into the offense. Instead of just being drop back quarterback Jalen Hurts, he's able to run a read option. He's able to run some fake motions, some flea flickers, something that everyone else in the league is doing. It feels like they're going for that QB class of next year, and you just stole my whole point, Oreo. You've been listening to the show because you know how much we are on that, brother. This is Jalen Hurts' 6th offensive coordinator in 7 seasons, by the way. So I want to just give the guy a little bit of a benefit of the doubt, you know? You're coming in here and you're like, hey, let's do this, this, and that. And he's like, bro, you're the 6th guy that I've talked to. 7 seasons. I'm a Super Bowl MVP. I've been to that game twice now. I'm a national champion. I played at Bama under Nick Saban. Get out of here. Telling me that we need to... Shut up! That might be what Jalen Hurts is doing. Or maybe he's actually dumb. Or maybe he sucks. Every quarterback is different and has a different set of skills. It feels like Philly wants him to be something that he's not. It also feels like Jalen Hurts wants to be something that he is not. He doesn't want to do the bells and the whistles. He wants to drop back and throw the ball. And guess what, bro? The reason you're as good as you are is because of your legs. If you can be in an offense and run the ball consistently, and we fear you in the read option and dropping back, that's when Philly's at its best. He's an offensive weapon through the ground and the air. He needs to realize that, and Philly needs to realize that as well. My big takeaway from this whole article is essentially that the Eagles front office and coaching staff has always defended Jalen Hurts until now. The noise about Jalen has come from us, not from them. This is the first time it's happening internally. It's a clear as day signal that the Eagles are seriously thinking about a quarterback change. And there's no coincidence that all of this is coming right before the best quarterback draft that we've ever seen. You do not put a hit piece like this out on your franchise quarterback unless you're planning on moving on. There's basically two things that I could project Philadelphia thinking is happening here. Either Jalen Hurts hears all of this noise, puts his guard down, listens to the criticism, and says, you know what, you're right. I'm coming in. Let's install a bunch of new things in the offense. I'm going to be a team player here. That's option one that the Eagles think will happen. The other option, I didn't write it. That's funny. I did all my notes today and I just forgot to write the second option, but I know what it is. Option one is he listens to everything. He comes into the room, he listens to Sean Mannion, and he becomes a team player, and they change all the offense around. He adds a bunch of things. Or option two, he plays on a different team next season. If I was Jalen Hurts, I don't know if I'd even want to play in Philadelphia, to be honest with you. If I was him, I don't know if I would even want to play there. It's a mess over there in Philly. It's a mess. The fans are nuts. They treat you poorly. It's crazy. But like I said, we're going to be doing an even deeper dive than that into the Jalen Hurts article later on in the show. What came from the winter meetings between all of the owners and the GMs and the coaches that we'd like to saw, and the awesome picture of all of them. Shout out to us. Shout out to that clip. My biggest clip ever on TikTok, I believe, was that one. So shout out to anybody that watched it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There are a few NFL rule changes. I'm going to read them right now, and guess what? I'm going to be completely fair and honest with you. I don't know what a lot of them mean. So, at the 3 p.m. mark when we start taking calls, if you want to call into the show and tell me what the rules mean, because I'm an idiot, please let me know. That'd be helpful. I'd love you so much. But here are the rule changes. There's a rule that eliminates a team's incentive to kick the ball out of bounds on kickoffs from the 50-yard line. Okay, I know. I don't remember what the incentive was for that. But there was one, and now they're going to eliminate it. They're allowing teams to declare an onside kick at any point in the game rather than just the fourth quarter. This is good because the change arose because teams were not able to use an onside kick unless it was the fourth quarter and they were down. There were certain situations where they could use it. And now it's like, brother, you could use it whenever you want. What up, Swaggy? There's a modification of alignment requirements for the kickoff, essentially in terms of safety, trying to decrease the concussion rate on kickoffs. This year, it was kind of like our first year of the dynamic kicking, and our second year, guys can basically put it, they could line up however they wanted, so now they've adjusted the way that the kickoff team can actually align on the field. They've improved an expansion of its mental health coverage to require each team to employ a full-time clinician or offer full-time coverage. 8 of the 32 teams already are in compliance, but it is subject to approval by the NFLPA because it's part of the collective bargaining agreement. The policy will also provide more support for players on injured reserve. Movie of the day is up, yes, sir. Please try to... Oh, up, yes. I thought you meant, like, is it up? Like, are we watching? I'm like, yeah, bro, we are. But it is up. Shout out to you. Swaggy. I've been covering the thing, but there it is. And there's a rule that permits players on the reserve or physically unable to perform list, the PUP list, to begin a 21-day practice period after the team's second game of the regular season. I don't even know if that matters, but it does. But the biggest thing is not even a change that happened in the NFL. It's a change that is on the horizon. Brother, sister, Mr. Whisker, everything in betwister. We are going to be getting a 18th NFL game. We're going to be getting an 18th game, an 18th week. Technically, it'd be 19 weeks. Why stop at 19? Just make it 20. Make it 5 full months of football. That's so much football. But Jerry Jones say, if a duck quacks, you feed it. If a duck quacks, you feed it. No tush push band, no. 82 games, yeah, let's play 82. It'd be way cooler if the NFL played 82. And it was like a 2-year long season. What if they played 82 over 4 years? Bro! Dude, what if they played... Oh... What if they played 40 games? Sorry. It was a 50-game season. And they played... Sorry, I can't do the math right now. What if it was a 60-game season and they played 15 games a year over 4 years? Oh! Oreo, that's smart. The NBA could play 162. It's no secret that the owners want to add an 18th game, but the NFLPA is going to 100% push against that because why would they not? The most important part of all of this is that is not what the owners want, okay? It's not what the players need. Brother, it's about us. Hey, it's about the fan. We would love to see an expanded season if it means another game of competitive football, right? But think about the last week of the season for me real fast. Typically, there's like 2 or 3 games that are win-or-go-home games, a couple that maybe matter for seeding, but really not that important, and the other 12 games are completely meaningless. I don't want an 18th game if it just means there's another forgettable week in the NFL schedule. What I would want is that 18th game to be important, and I have an idea for it. I think we should do regional rivalries that do not change year over year if we're going to add in another game. If you're the NFL Players Association, the only thing you really get from it is money. But the negative of it is you get a whole extra week of wear and tear on your body, which is a lot. Unless you're adding in another bye and you're giving them a second bye, it's going to be hard for the NFLPA to say yes to this unless there are incentives beyond money. And I think providing a regional rivalry can do that. Week 18, in my opinion, it should be the same matchup and schedule every single year, and it should be a regional game so there isn't a bunch of travel. I also think there's an opportunity to do it on a neutral site field where professional teams can perform and play their game on some historic college stadium since the NCAA will already be finished. Here's some examples of that. Rams versus Chargers at the Rose Bowl, Week 18, every single year. Feed me that. You can do Cowboys and Texans at the Cotton Bowl in the Battle of Texas. You can do Eagles versus Steelers for the Battle of Pennsylvania. You can even do it in Happy Valley at Penn State. You can do Browns Bengals at the Horseshoe. And of course, you can do the Jets and the Giants for the Battle of New York. You can have the Dolphins and you can have the Buccaneers. Hey, where are we going to play? How about Orlando? Let's build a stadium at Disney and play and do the Disney Classic every single year. The NFLPA is not going to just roll over and say yes to an 18th game unless they're properly financially incentivized and physically taken care of. The game is going to cost both parties a ton of money because I know the owners are going to make money and the players are going to make money, but also the amount of money spent on the game is a huge expense for the owners. For the players, the cost is physical well-being, potentially losing out on playoff incentives, on bonus incentives because of how much you're playing. They should add an extra 5, make it a 3-digit game. Jets versus Giants would be 85-0. It'd be awesome. What's up, Max? The game will cost both parties a ton, financially, physically, but ultimately demand from the fans is there. And that's what Jerry Jones means when he says, if it quacks, feed it. You've been watching the Power Hour. Like I said, this is available on all places where you get your podcasts and videos on YouTube. We are live every single Monday and Wednesday from 2 to 6 p.m. on Twitch and YouTube. And we are also live 1 to 5 on Fridays. We'll also be going live for NBA postseason games during the playoffs. So we will see you then. Thank you for watching the Power Hour. We're going to be taking a 5-minute break. When we get back, fellas, we are going to be going live on TikTok, talking ball, taking calls, and the phone lines will officially be open. I love you guys so much. See you in 5 minutes. And the other way we start the show, brother, is with the movie of the day. Today's movie of the day is none other than Up. We're watching Up today, baby. We're doing a Pixar double feature. So after Up, we're going to be watching Cars, unless I forget. Because sometimes what happens, man, is I get rolling. Sometimes I just get rolling during the show and I say a bunch of random stuff that comes to my head. And then I forget what I said. I'm but a man, brother. I'm but a man. And sometimes I forget the things that I said. So right now I'm saying that we're going to be watching Cars after we watch Up. But guess what? That can change based off the perception of my day. Based off how I'm feeling and how we're rocking and how we're rolling. But today, to at least start the day, we're going to be watching Up. Is my camera that crooked? Look at how crooked this is. That's crooked. The DVD player is crooked. But I don't look crooked. So maybe I'm topsy-turvy. Maybe there's something wrong with me today. Maybe when I woke up, my left foot was my left leg, the left of me was maybe a centimeter or two off from the rest of the right of me. So maybe I'm standing at a crooked. Am I sitting? Yes. Maybe one of my cheeks got a little bit bigger than the other last night. I did have McDonald's. It's funny how today, when I celebrate a good day with a good meal, it's usually I celebrate a good day with the most horrible, horrific meal that you could have. I don't like go to a nice restaurant and get like a nice food or like buy myself a nice steak. One, sad and lonely. Two, I would rather not spend all that money on a steak. But I'll go to McDonald's and spend $18. What? That's ridiculous. $18 at McDonald's? Am I getting enough food for two people? Yeah, I am. Am I not eating the entire day just to make room for that Mickey D's to hit my belly at the end of the day? Yeah, I am. So what I do this thing where I say, you know what? I'm going to eat bad tonight. I decide that at like 11 in the morning. At like 11 a.m., I'm like, I'm going to eat horrible tonight. Sometimes I preemptively make bad decisions. I don't wait for the bad decision to come upon me. I'm cooking right now. I don't wait for the bad decision to come upon me. I just preemptively decide I'm going to make a bad choice today. What am I going to do today? I'm going to make a bad choice. And so what I do is I don't eat throughout the entire day. I nibble on little things, on fruits and veggies and nuts, cashews to be specific. What am I talking about? This is so ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. It's not just a sports show. It's a show about life. It's a show about the pursuit of happiness, which I'm doing. I'm pursuing happiness day in and day out. Brick Jock in the chat. Brick Jock in the Twitch chat. What's up, Brick? How we doing, brother? Hey! House. What's up, Brick? Brick says Vini's not the hero we wanted, but the hero we deserve, or the hero we needed. Thank you, brother. Brick Jock is a good friend of mine, and he invited me to a baseball game He texted me on Monday, and he's like, hey, would you want to go to this baseball game with me? And I was like, the World Series just ended. What is this fool talking about? He's inviting me to a game in June. He wants me to go to a game with him in June. The bro is the ultimate planner. I absolutely love it, man. I'm a planner myself. And by planner, I mean like I got plans next week. By planner, I mean like I wrote in my calendar for 2027, April 15th, check what draft pick the Chargers got for the conditional 2027 7th round pick from the Jets for trading that bum corner. White boy got motion. Yes, he does, brother. But today we're watching Up. What was I talking about with the nuts and the fruits and the... Oh, yeah. I got to finish that. So sometimes I preemptively make bad decisions. The before my day gets really going, I'm like, I'm gonna be bad tonight. I'm going to do something bad tonight. And then the only bad things I do, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't gamble, and I don't indulge in any sort of felonious, lustful activities. The bad things that I do is eat bad food and occasionally smoke a cigarette. If I could smoke a cigarette like once, I would love to smoke one once a week. But I don't buy them. I'm only around cigarette smokers like once a month. So I'm only down to once a month. So if you're a near and dear friend of mine, please start smoking cigs. So we can rip some heaters from time to time. Brick Jock just got some bits in the chat. He reached a 5-stream streak, baby. Yeah. Wait, I didn't hear it at the very end. Who was that person that said reached the 5-stream streak? It might have been my guy, Unruly. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody else. XD1 has joined us with a big Vini. With the What Up Zinies. Robert Sweeney. OMGenie. Welcome to the Sheeny. That lost steam really fast. But Robert, thank you for liking up the live. We are currently live on Twitch with my NBA power rankings. Ryan is here. He said, what up, brother? What's the Final Four predictions looking like? Final Four is obviously going to be on Saturday. I'm doing an Easter Kids Festival with my church, so I'm going to be missing at least the first game, which I believe that's the UConn and Hubba Hubba. It's hard to remember everything in the world, right? I have to remember absolutely everything. But UConn and Illinois. I have Illinois winning that game. What up, Trev? I have Illinois winning that game over UConn, and then I also have Michigan beating Arizona. That one feels, right to me. Max is in the Twitch chat saying we should do a live show where we only smoke cigarettes. Dude, that'd be awesome. We should just, We're gonna have a point in the show where we have the Sig hour. Where it's like we have the Power Hour and the Sour Hour and the Cowards Hour, and then one day we're just gonna have the Sig hour where we just sit and smoke cigs and talk ball. I don't know if you can do that live though. We are absolutely rolling, and whoever's liking this up, thank you so much. I understand if you would choose not to comment, but any comment on the Jaden Ivey situation, Ryan, it's a crazy tough one, dude. That's a crazy tough one. Yeah, Oreo, you're invited, but you don't have to participate. It's a really tough one, the Jaden Ivey situation. Obviously, Jaden Ivey said some comments about, for lack of a better term, like his disagreements with homosexuality, which is technically speaking biblical. And I think a lot of what's happening with him and Travion Henderson even said something about it. It's more of a biblical or religious standing. My thoughts on it are very, very simple, brother. I don't call myself a Christian. I don't call myself a Catholic. I don't call myself a Protestant. I call myself a follower of Christ. Jesus Christ is the one who healed the sick and the broken. He did not hang out with the rich. He dined with the poor. He dined with the sinners. He saved the prostitutes. He sought after those of lesser standings than those of higher standings. And so I will live my life that way. I'm sure you could make some deductive reasonings based off of that. But officially, as we jump in, the phone lines are now, brother and sister, open. Dang, bro, Illinois is a good game. Sorry you have to miss this, but it's better you don't see UConn cry. Trevor, are you a Illinois fan, Trevor? Dan Climpson, cool last name, said NBA is losing its popularity. Maybe it's just because I'm locked in on it. I've felt there's a lot of popularity with the NBA. The one thing that's crazy about the NBA is although maybe the games don't get the views that obviously the NFL gets and stuff like that, the NBA is so popular on the internet, which is where you and I find each other right now. Afro is in here, my guy. Afro is also on Twitch doing some really, really fun streams and stuff. I was watching him build a car the other day. So follow him if you can. He said, do you do anything with card collecting? I used to when I had gold. I have zero money right now. I have no dollars. I've moved back in with my parents because I'm so broke. And for that reason, no, I don't buy any cards. But when I do when I have some disposable, I do like to buy slabs or individual cards. But buying into breaks, brother, one-way ticket to losing gold. Celtics just beat the Thunder, by the way. Yes, they did. It was a great game. It was a great game. The Celtics did get that win over the Thunder. Celtics are a great team. I have them where I have them. I have them in a great spot at 3. I just have them right below the Thunder. I still think overall body of work, I think the Thunder are a better team than the Celtics. It's a side sight, and I accept his opinion, although I personally think he's in religious psychosis. Talking about Jaden Ivey. Yes, brother. Yes. He's speaking more like a Pharisee than he is Jesus Christ. If you know anything about the Bible, that will make a ton of sense to you. Bob says, since the Celtics just beat the Thunder, the Celtics are better than the Thunder. Bob, I don't know if I 100% agree with what you're saying, but I 100% understand your logic and reasoning, and I appreciate you as a man. And Jason Tatum isn't even at 100% yet. When we see Jason Tatum at 100%, brother, I don't even know what we're going to be getting, but it's going to be something special. Miami Canes winning college football and basketball natty next year. Both, Sweeney? Maybe. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yo, it's CJ. What's up?
CJ, my guy from Arkansas. How you doing today, CJ?
Pretty good.
Nice, dog. We are talking basketball today and then some NBA or some NFL news drops, some Jalen Hurts stuff. Talking Ball is over on YouTube. Brother, You're calling into the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, just heard you talking about the Bible, and I go to church every Sunday. So yeah, it's pretty nice to hear that there's another God lover on Twitch.
Yes, sir, there is. I dive into my Bible every single morning. I was reading it for a little bit longer than I probably should have today, and found some great stuff from it. Are you got plans for Easter?
Probably gonna go with my grandma's.
Go over to the grandma's. Where does grandma live?
Over in Huntsville, over here.
How far of a drive is that?
Maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20.
Nice. CJ, what's the furthest you've ever driven?
Perdido Key, Florida, 12 hours.
Wow. Did you do any of the driving, or were you backseat cruising?
I was asleep the whole time.
You were KO'd.
Yeah.
Is that also the farthest you've been away from home?
Yeah, we were there for about 7 days, both times.
Last time we talked, CJ, I didn't get to put it out on TikTok, but I did put a clip of you talking on Instagram, and I thought it did really well. People seemed to think it was funny. Last time we were talking, you said you were collecting rocks. I had a follow-up question about all of your rock collection, if you're down for that real quick.
Yeah.
Do you go out and search for rocks, or is it something that natural? Do the rocks come to you?
Well, sometimes I just randomly pick them up and find fossils. Sometimes I just find random cool rocks.
Do you ever go rock hunting?
I've been wanting to find those glow-in-the-dark ones.
Yeah, glow-in-the-dark rocks would be really sick. Dude, rock hunting would be a really, really cool name for like a superhero type character, huh?
Yeah. Rock
Awesome.
Hunter.
Rock Hunter. CJ, can we just call you Rock Hunter sometimes?
Sometimes, but today it's the CJ.
Today it's CJ, but maybe one day we will call you Rock Hunter. Brother, thank you for getting us started with an electric call to start the day. You are the absolute man, CJ. Anything you wanted to say to people on the way out?
If you want to buy some good chips from a restaurant, go to Chili's. They have the best tortilla chips.
Chili's tortilla chips, unbelievable. What a dismount. CJ, you are the man. God bless you, and we'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Uh-huh.
Peace. What a call. What a beast. What's up, Rizzy? We'll be nice to you, Rizzy, for the rest of the show, and Oreo will be as well if you are nice to us. But yes, what's up, brother? Good to see you again. Carson is in here saying the Hornets are currently a top 5 team if you ignore the record from earlier in the season. Since when are we just annoying records? Carson, they're the 10th seed in the East. Yeah, Robert Sweeney's got it right. The Hornets are the 10th seed in the East. They've had a good stretch of games. As we're getting a call right now, they've had a good stretch of games, but I don't see them as much higher than what they deserve right now. Probably a 10 or a 9 seed. They're a play-in team. They're an absolute play-in never mind. Team. I'm juggling, brother. What is up? You are. Oh, they hung up. Whoever that was, that 216 area code. If you do want to call back, please feel free to call back. But on the screen, I have my top 12 NBA teams, and I can try to put those up for you guys real quick. Here is that person. We're going to take that call instead. The Long Island kids, welcome. Long Island boys, welcome to the show. That person hung up again. Hey, 216, you're playing with me right now. I don't like when people play games with Vini. If you want to keep playing that game, then quit being the way that you are. I don't know. What a horrible way to end that. But here are my NBA Power Rankings right now, live on Twitch and YouTube. Here it is. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Joey calling from Ohio.
We have Joey from Ohio. Now, the only Joe that I know from Ohio is Joe Burrow. Does that happen to be you?
No.
No, it's not Joe Burrow. But, brother, you are in Ohio. What part of Ohio? Because Ohio's a sneaky big state.
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Do you find yourself a Browns fan, brother?
Yes.
There was a topic today on ESPN, and this was something that Adam Schefter was talking about, and I think it's going to be talked about a lot in the next couple of months here. The idea of Deshaun Watson starting for the Browns or Shedeur Sanders. Do you have an opinion either way on who you think should be the starting quarterback of your Browns, Joe from Ohio?
Yeah, I think Shedeur should start. Give him more potential and more weapons around him, and he'll be certified to go.
You think that last year he would have done better if he had better weapons? Is there someone in specific that you think the Browns should be going after?
Marvin Harrison or Chris Olave, probably. One of those
Yeah,
two.
let's go after Marvin Harrison Jr. if you're the Browns. That is a great idea. I've never heard a better idea than that. As Robert shares the live. Robert, thank you, man. That means a lot. Brother, you called into the show. I asked you a question. It is now your turn to fire away. So, brother Joe from Ohio, what did you want to talk about today, dog?
I want to talk about the basketball. Do you think the Cavs can make a run?
Dude, I watched the Cavs get absolutely demolished by the Lakers last night and looked horrible doing so.
Yeah, but they might meet each other in the finals, but we got to get past some few people, though, first.
You do. I still believe in the Cavaliers because I believe in those four guys. Jared Allen had a great game last night, and nobody else really scored around him. If they were able to just put up a normal amount of buckets that they usually do by Harden and Mitchell and Mobley, they probably would have won the game last night or at least made it competitive. But you've got four dudes on the floor at any time that can just go walk out and grab a bucket, and for whatever reason, it's just not clicking. But I do firmly believe in that team. I also think they're going to take the 3 seed from the Knicks. How about that?
Yeah, and I have one more.
Hit me.
I don't think Shea will go back-to-back for MVP.
Who do you think should be the MVP then, Joe?
Anthony Edwards or Jalen Brown. Or Wemby. Wemby's been doing his thing with those Spurs, too.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards is an awesome shout. That's a good one. It feels for me like if we do give it to Wemby, it feels like we have to give it to him like the next 10 years. Like for me, Wemby's going to be, this is probably his worst season that he'll have over the next 10 years if he stays healthy. Like if we give it to him this year, we're going to have to give it to him every year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite player in the NBA?
Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell.
Spider Mitchell.
And Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards and Spider Mitchell.
Mm-hmm. I like Castle too. Stephon Castle.
Stephon Castle's a great basketball player. Have you ever been to an NBA game?
Yeah.
So you are in the Cleveland area. I don't know how old you are, but did you ever see LeBron play for Cleveland in person?
No.
You missed that one. Did you see Kyrie?
No. Well, I saw him. I saw him a little bit.
What's the craziest game that you've ever been to, Joe?
Does it have to be NBA?
No.
I just went to the MAC championship in Toledo versus Akron when that guy hit the turnaround 3 with 7 seconds left.
You were at that game, the MAC-championship?
Yeah.
That's so awesome, dude. Did it make you want to play basketball or what?
Yeah, I played basketball.
You do play basketball? I mean, and this might seem weird, but like body size is very important in basketball. Can you give me your measurements?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know my exact height, but I don't know. If I'm around, I'd be like probably like 130.
Okay. Do you know what your projected height is? What you're projected to be?
Yeah.
What are you
like
projected?
6'3".
Okay, 6'3". You got a good frame. So you could be a solid point guard in the NBA.
Yeah.
You got good handles and speed?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's one thing in your game that you need to work on? Is it 3-point shooting? Is it attitude? Is it ball IQ?
Mid-range.
The mid-range game. So you're good deep and you're good around the rim.
Yeah, and fast breaks probably.
You got to be running that 3-man weave, brother.
Yeah.
Is your coach cool or is your coach lame?
My coach is cool because he's my best friend's dad.
Your coach is your best friend's dad?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Do you guys do team parties?
Yeah, we just won our championship.
And tell me about that. Or are you starting on the team that won the chip?
Nah, I'm a sixth man.
Bro, 6th man of the year type beat, huh?
Uh-huh.
You got that Lou Will in you?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Who do you model your game after?
Probably, I'd say, like, John Noble Jr.
I was not expecting that, but that is a great shout. John Noble Jr. Brother, Joe, welcome to the show, dude. This is your first time calling in, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, dude, we are live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Please follow the show. We're also on Twitch and YouTube if you want to follow there. But, dog, feel free to call back whenever you want. This was an awesome call. We'll talk to you again soon, all right?
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye, Joe. My guy, Joe. What is up, everybody in the chat? Max Pacala says, Lakers at 4 is crazy on a hot streak, but this ain't doing anything in the playoffs. So you want to put the Pistons above the Lakers or the Knicks? Or are you moving the Lakers to 5 then? So are we arguing over one position spot? Or are you putting the Knicks above them? Are you moving them all the way to 6? Because I just watched the Knicks lose to the Rockets last night in horrific fashion. I don't think the Knicks are a better team than the Lakers. You can make an argument for the Pistons, but I think that Pistons offense struggles in the playoffs. Especially if there's no Cade. Dennis Jenkins ain't doing this in the playoffs, I'll put it that way. Where are the Bulls, Chris? Forgot the Bulls. Bulls should probably be at like 9. Cade isn't going to win MVP, but he is the MVP, says Max. Again, Max, I think that's a value play. In terms of like the word valuable, like who is the most valuable to their team, I agree. It's either Cade or JB if we're doing it that way. But clearly, when I watch Wemby play, I'm like, nah, he matters. What do you think about the Texans and their free agents? I don't have much of an opinion, brother, but if you want to call into the show and talk Texans free agents, we will have that conversation. Hi, I just called him Joe. Nice. Guys, shout out to Joe. Everybody drop a follow for Joe, W. Joe. Celtics number 2, easy above the Thunder. I can see it. Or would you have Thunder at 1, Celtics 2, Spurs 3? Curious user. Pistons 3rd, bench almost beat the 99% healthy Thunder. They did. TTO. What up, dog? Good to see you again, TTO.net. That is an OG, or .Noel. I think his name is Noel. That is an OG listener right there. Yeah, you're right. It happens all the time in the NBA. I see it more often than not. Remember when the Lakers almost lost the Nets like 2 weeks ago, or like 2 days ago? Happens all the time. Oreo, that was a crazy comp, huh? That was a crazy comp. I think only 4 teams can win it all. 1, 2, 3, and 5. So you got the Spurs, Thunder, Celtics, and Pistons as the 4 teams that you think can win it all. And then would you put the Lakers and the Knicks, the Cavs and the Nuggets, and the Wolves in the same tier, in like a tier 2 type team? Totally, they should have the best player win. They should have best player and an MVP award. Max, that's a great idea. And Ohio State, my guy Joe with the follow. Thank you, brother, for the follow. And Robert, thank you for liking it up. If you're new to not follow, please hit the follow button. Noah said Clippers over Suns right now. Noah, dude, talking about the Clippers gives me anxiety, bro. Because if Kawhi is healthy in the playoffs, that's going to be a tough team to beat. Dude, if they're looking at that 8 seed, I would not be shocked if they upset OKC. I'd be shocked, but not like blah, blah, blah. Joe, 1 call per show, brother. So we'll be live again on Friday when you can call again. But we do have a caller on the phone right now. His name is Oreo. He is from Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh specifically. Oreo, what's up, dog?
What's good?
How are you today, bro?
Good.
You saw that your Pirates finally got a win?
I think we're at like 3 now.
Dude, 3 wins. We'll take it. And O'Neal Cruz has made up for the disastrous opening day start that he had out there in center field. He looked a lot better. He has 3 home runs in the past 2 games. Brother, you see my top 12 up on the screen right now. We've been talking MVP. We've been talking rule changes. We've been talking Jalen Hurts. We've been talking NBA power rankings. Dog, I'm going to turn it over to you. What do you want to talk about today, brother?
Well, I had a couple things. First thing,
Yep.
I think the Knicks are too high on your list. Way too high.
The Knicks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to put them at like 9.
Yeah, honestly, no, like 8, because I think I would definitely put Cavs and Nuggets above them.
Yeah.
Them and T-Wolves are a talk, but, like, yeah, they have, like, Cat, but Cat's been, like, weird. He's back to what he was doing the last year in Minnesota. He's back to being, like, all lazy, and he's not, like, last year was fun. It's like, oh, my God, he might be back to 2015 Cat. But he like, reverted back to what he was doing before. And I think he's just not really going to be a contributor anymore. Like, he's going to probably leave during the offseason. With the disappointing mid-season they're having, they're probably going to have to trade him for, like, a pick, like a couple firsts, like a first or two.
Yeah.
Because he's not even going to be worth that much with all the attitude issues.
Huh. Yeah, you think he's hurting his trade value right now as that drummer jumps in here. We're actually talking about the Knicks right now, bro, so if you want to call in after this, it'd be great. Dude, here's the thing about the Knicks. Here's their last 11 games. They've beaten the Jazz, the Pacers twice, the Warriors, the Nets, the Wizards, and the Pelicans, and they've lost the Clippers, Hornets, Thunder, and now the Rockets. This is a team that, in the last 11, they've beaten tanking teams and they lose to the good teams. That's not a good basketball team.
Nope. No, that's definition of mid. That's the Bulls last year.
It's very mid. Cat only had 2 shot attempts in the first half against the Thunder. I even heard him after the game say he's still trying to figure out his identity and his role in the offense. Like, dog, we're 70 games into this season. You need to have that figured out long ago.
We're 2 years into you being here. Like, what is?
Yeah, and like I said in the power hour of the show, the first hour of the show, like, this team, we complained last year about they play too many minutes and Tibbs is running them into the ground and it's too much of this and too much of that. And so we said we got a new coach and we got a new regime and we're like, all right, you don't have to play 7,000 minutes every single game. And guess what? They went out and got a deep bench and that team is still losing games.
Am I crazy? I was thinking about this with all the weirdness going on with the Hall of Fame right now with Doc Rivers. I think Doc Rivers would have been a better fit for them to hire if they were still going to fire Tibbs than Mike Brown is. Mike Brown doesn't play New York style basketball how Brunson and Hart have. Like, they weren't that good before they got to New York and played that style of basketball, and now we're seeing it again where they're kind of reverting back to what they were. Like,
It's a really interesting thought. If Doc was there instead of Mike Brown, I do think they would still be kind of like where they're at right now. But that brand of basketball that you're talking about, that New York brand of basketball, I don't even know what that is. Like, they had an identity with Tibbs. They were that hard-nosed, jump after the ball, play a lot of minutes, heavy defensive presence team. As Cal Raleigh drives in 2 runs, it's now 4-2 Yankees in the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs. Mariners are on. I don't even know what that identity is. It seems like a team without an identity at this point.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just not going to happen. Like, it's not. They're going to have to just go into rebuild mode. But
rebuild mode is crazy, Oreos. You're taking a shot. But I have a question for you. And that drummer Joe is in here saying, like, they already clinched playoffs, so I think they're saving it for the playoffs. That could be true. That could be very true. But Oreo, I know we're talking crap on the Knicks right now. Would you be shocked if they beat the Celtics in a 7-game series? Would you be shocked if they beat the Pistons in a 7-game series? Like,
not even. I think the only team in the East that is up to par, like, if Cade was still there, obviously the Pistons. But honestly, the only team I would be shocked of them beating would be, I don't even know. Like, it's such a weak conference. There was one. That's
the point I'm making, Oreo, is like, we can talk crap on the Knicks and say all the things that are wrong with them, but when I look at the East, I'm like, they could still win the East. They're still good enough on paper and in practice to win the East. Thank you for the follow, 3-star, and easy money.
But they're just not going to win the chip. They're not going to beat any of these Western Conference superstars. They're not going to beat the Nuggets. They're not going to beat the Thunder. They're not going to beat the Spurs. They're not beating the Lakers. Like,
yeah. Out of the West, that's a different story. But in the East, I do think they could still win the East. But I'm just not high on them. And Easy Money did make a good point. Playoff Brunson does exist, and he's right around the corner. Last year, the Knicks were like 0-8 against the top teams. This year, they're 0-4 or 0-3 against the Pistons. So They've split with the
and then-
Celtics. They've split with Cleveland, but yeah, they're still not good against the Pistons, so it might be tough. But Oreo, we're going to wind this thing down as I'm getting another caller. Anything you wanted to say to the people on the way out?
Wait, I had one more thing. I thought it would be kind of funny.
Pop off.
The freaking, if people were like calling Wemby's draft like this generational draft, and then we've seen, I mean, the top three. Guess who the top three were? It was obviously Wemby, but the other two.
Tell me.
They were Brandon Miller, who is like, he's a good role player, but he's not going to be a star for that Hornets team. Like, it's going to be LaMelo, Con, and then him or Miles Bridges. Like, it's not going to be him. And then the third overall pick was Scoot Henderson.
Yeah, Scoot hasn't done a whole lot.
I remember back during that draft, everybody was like, Scoot should be number one. The Spurs should take Scoot number one. And I was literally like praying. I was like, do not take Scoot, because you could see the holes in his game. Obviously, the G League Ignite did not work out. Like, the only good player to come out of G League Ignite has been Modest Ellis.
Was Jalen Green G League Ignite?
Yeah, but like, he's so inconsistent.
He's averaging 24 since he's been back and played every game since the All-Star break. But I do feel you. Wemby was clearly the number one guy, and he's your MVP, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I saw his argument. It was defense is 50% of the game, and then points isn't everything on offense. Is what he said. Is what he was saying for why he should win it. Because he has like all around stats. Like, he's averaging a respectable amount of points, respectable amount of assists. But
yeah,
it's just, and then he's averaging like insane like defensive numbers, which is his, and like Shea isn't, Luka isn't. Like, their offense is insane. Like,
yeah,
those two, and then Jokic is the only other one that's doing that all around thing. Like, it's.
Yeah, Vic,
Yeah.
he now has 11 games with 10 combined steals and blocks over the past 3 seasons. The rest of the league over the past 3 seasons has 5 combined of those games, and he has 10 single-handedly.
Oh, that's insane. Yeah.
He's unbelievable. Brother Oreo, thank you for calling into the show. You are right now number 1 in our MVB standings for the day, so keep it up, brother.
Woo.
All right, talk to you soon. Peace. Whoever's calling in that 586 number, we're going to take you in about 2 minutes. 586 will take your call in 2 minutes here. But I want to catch up on some of the chat. What is up, Easy Money? Thank you for liking. Thank you for following. Thank you for sharing. Sugar, thank you for sharing as well. That drummer, Jeremy, Jeremy is 25. Yeah, okay. I think we beat the Lakers, Nuggets, and possibly Spurs if the Thunder lose and the Knicks win the East. The Knicks, I hear what Oreo is saying. The finals are always going to be closer than people think. So if the Knicks make it to the finals, absolutely it's going to be a dogfight. There's a good chance the Knicks win as long as they don't play OKC. If OKC loses, then the Knicks make the finals. Fit Krill is in here. Yes, I do miss you. And Laser Rat has joined the show. Artemis 2 is about to launch. I don't know what that is, Laser Rat, but if you want to do an explainer of what Artemis 2 is, please call on the show and let us know. I just want to see my Knicks in a finals run. LOL. Glad we're a playoff team, though. Easy Money, you almost had it last year. But then I was thinking about last year. I hate to do this to Knicks fans because I love you guys so much. Ugh. I try not to lie on the show. I'm so sorry. I love my Lakers fans. Go Lakers. The NASA Rocket. Okay. The Knicks last year went to 7 with a Pistons team that was not this Pistons team. Tatum got the injury at the exact right time, and they ultimately lost to a Pacers team to go to the finals. Is it maybe we crowned the Knicks the champions of the East a little bit too early? Maybe. Because a lot of what we projected for them this season was based off of that Eastern Conference Finals run last year, which now that I'm looking back on it, I'm like, I don't know if that was the greatest run ever. As Ben Rice hits a solo shot top 9 to give New York a 3-run cushion over Seattle. Fit Krill is in here. Akai followed the live creator. Let's go, Akai. You are the absolute man. Injuries in Hallie. Ben Rice homer. Dude, we had it at the same time. That drummer, Jeremy. I'm doing live watch-alongs all MLB season. The entire MLB season. Way too early than getting rid of Dante. Dante DiVincenzo was a glue guy for this team, and them not having him definitely affects them. Brother, what is up? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Noel, and I'm calling from Detroit, Michigan.
Noel, is this TTO?
Yeah.
TTO by Guy from Detroit. Noel from Detroit, Michigan area. Is it cold right now?
Yeah, it's freezing.
Dog, I'm so sorry about that. Do you find yourself a Pistons and Lions and Tigers fan? Oh, my.
Yeah.
Nice, dog. Well, you're calling into the show. What did you want to talk about today, Noel?
I want to talk about the Knicks and how their chances are of losing to the Hawks in the first round.
If they match up, you're saying, would you take Atlanta over the Knicks if they do match up in that first round?
I will take them in 7.
You would take the Knicks in 7 or the Hawks in 7?
Hawks.
Wow. Are you high on the Hawks? Are you high on Jalen Johnson?
I'm high on Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
What about Kuminga?
Him too, but mostly Jalen Johnson and Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
You know what's crazy about that Atlanta team? And it's a team that I want to talk about kind of a lot for whatever reason. They're just very fascinating to me. And yeah, drummer, the Yankees do look good. Imagine what this team would be like if Zachary Richarche was good at basketball. He was the number 1 overall pick, and the guy's putting up 10 points a game in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So are you a Hawks fan or a Pistons fan?
I'm a Pistons fan, but I think the Knicks... See, the Knicks, they took a 7-game series with the Pistons team last year, which was not a really good team.
They did, and then they beat Boston after Tatum went down, and then obviously lost to the Pacers and Halliburton. But I think you guys had a chance to win them last year. As you were the 8th seed last year?
6th. 6th or 8th.
It was a 6-3 matchup?
Pacers was 6th. Yeah, we were 8th.
You guys were the 8th seed. You were a play-in team, and you took that Knicks team to 7. Yeah, we might have crowned them a little bit early. Brother, you were talking about the Hawks beating the Cavs. If that does happen... And if the Hawks do beat the Knicks, my bad, the Hawks would then be playing the Pistons in the next round. As a Pistons fan, are you afraid of the Hawks? Yeah, you take them easy.
Sweep them.
Who in the East are you most fearful of?
Boston.
Boston is very, very good. Were you expecting them to be this good?
I mean, with JT coming back, I was 50-50. But not how he's performing right now, I've dropped a little on my expectations.
Yeah, I totally feel that. Dog, do you go to school or do you have a job?
I go to school.
Nice. Are you trying to go to college one day, or are you thinking you're going to just get a job after high school?
Mostly for sports.
You're going to go to college for sports?
Yeah.
What sports do you play?
Basketball.
What position do you play? Are you a 1 or a 5?
I'm a 1.
Love it, bro. So you got handles you're working on? You're working on your speed game? How's your footwork?
Pretty good. You know, I cook everybody I match up with, so.
Are you playing AAU?
Mm-hmm.
Nice, dog. So you're putting a lot of effort into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who was pretty decent at baseball at a young age and quit my freshman year of high school, I quit baseball because I was sick and tired of it. I encourage you to take breaks from time to time because AAU can be a lot, bro. You play a lot of tournaments, huh?
Yeah, I limit my minutes every now and then.
Nice, a little bit of a self-minute limiter action.
Mm-hmm.
This might sound random. Someone asked me this the other day, and it triggered some cool memories. Do you have a top, 1 Christmas present that you've ever gotten in your life?
A massage gun.
You got a massage gun, and you were stoked on that?
Yeah. It helps so much, pre-game and after games.
Nice, dude. Mine was getting an Xbox and I got Rock Band the same year. Brother Noel from Michigan, thank you for being a fan of the show and listening and watching.
No
and all
problem,
that helps
no
so much, dude.
Anytime.
You are the man. We'll talk to you again soon, okay, Noel?
Talk to you soon.
Peace. Isaiah Evans with the follow. Thank you, Zay. Lakers over Pistons. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't mind the Kobe poster. Bill Self going back to Kansas. You know who? Oh, holy crap. Dude. Oh, my gosh.
Breaking news.
Let me pull up the tweet. Let me pull up the tweet. Oh my. Wait a second. I think I just got April fooled. No way. I got April fooled. Never mind. False alarm. I got April fooled. Really, really bad. And I'm such a loser. Oh, man. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Nigger.
I thought AJ DeBonsta. I got something that was like AJ DeBonsta is going back to BYU. And I was like, oh, dude, no way. Breaking news. AJ DeBonsta back to BYU? No. That did not happen. Mine was for Hanukkah. It was also an Xbox One in 2015. Dude, getting your first game console was like the best thing in the universe. Because usually, like, your parents would let you have like a DS or a Game Boy or something like that before you got the console, before you went full soul mode. And you sold your soul to the console. I'm so mad at the AJ DeBonsta thing. So mad. My first was a Wii in 2007. Bro, yeah, dude, throwing it back. Raymond Rabbits? Anybody? Some Wii Sports action? When I got my Xbox for the first time, it was like I got an Xbox 360. It was white. It was clean. And I got 2 games. I got Modern Warfare 2 and I got Rock Band. And the rule was, hey, you got to play Rock Band with your brothers and sisters before you can play Modern Warfare 2. Because they didn't want me just to lock in on COD. They're like, you need to play with your brothers and sisters too. Because the Xbox is for everybody. It wasn't. It was just for me. We soon found that out, brother. But my little brother was the singer. I played guitar, and then my sister played the drums. My older sister was the drummer on the squad, on the band. The funniest part was my little brother, he was 4 or 5, 6 maybe. He couldn't read. And so the way Rock Band worked, the singing part, essentially the lyrics were up top and there was a bar, right? And then your voice, whether you were singing high or singing low, would go up and down. And so the song was like coming from right to left, and it showed you the vocal pattern of like what you were singing. So it's like, this thing called love, da-da, I can't handle it, da-da. So you're supposed to like sing in pitch, basically. But he couldn't read the lyrics. So he'd just go, oh, 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 oh. And then my sister's drumming, and I'm playing guitar. Because we couldn't have like the music too loud because it was annoying. So the volume would be really low. So all you hear is like, and then the guitar going like, and then my little brother, sorry. Oh, cool. I wish I had Rock Band. I'm an actual drummer in real life. I've been playing for 22 years. Nice, Jeremy. You're going to join my band one day. I'd love to be in a band with you, dog. I play guitar. And one of the dreams for this show is to jam out. Jamming and like making music is something I absolutely love doing so much, but I put my eggs into this basket. So once this thing blows up a little bit, then I'm going to be able to jam out and play some music and stuff like that. But we're streaming steady right now. We are 20 minutes away from the halfway mark on the show. We've taken about 4 or 5 calls. The phone lines are open. I didn't really explain myself, though, with my top 12. If you guys would like for me to explain my top 12. And Ori the Cat says, also so I can play with my friends. He's getting a PS5 this year. Let's go, dude. Xbox will always be near and dear to my heart, but it's time to upgrade, and PS5 is much more worth it. What do we think about Thunder hate? Ethan, brother, what up? Liking the live and having a good time. You are the absolute man. I don't hate the Thunder. I think they are hated. They become the villain. Straight up, they become the villain. So is Wemby. Wemby is like, I am the villain of this league. You know we're going to have a moment here, and I hate this. I'm projecting this, though. The next, 3 years, it's going to be just like Wemby and the Spurs or the Thunder. And it's going to be like everyone in the league hates those two, especially in the West. Why is the West always more loaded than the East? People just don't like that they're deep and play D. This is actually valid, but switch Hawks with 76ers. Dog, I don't know your name. I don't know if you follow me. I don't know if this is your first time seeing me or if you've been on the show a few times. I am strangely high on the 76ers. As Randy Arozarena hits a double with 1 out left in the bottom of the ninth, this game is not quite over. But doesn't look great for Seattle. Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey. That's the best big three in the East. You can't put another big three in front of me and me say, yeah. I'm sorry to all Celtics fans out there. I'm not hearing a big three that has Derek White or Peyton Pritchard in it. But dude, shut up. Mikal Bridges stinks. For all the Knicks fans out there, they're like, oh, the Knicks big three. Brunson, Cat, No. Bridges sucks, dude. He's not a good basketball player. To trade 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, dog, oh my gosh. He fleeced the city of New York. He fleeced that franchise. I was thinking about the Bucks last night for whatever reason. The Bucks are a tanking team, right? The reason the Bucks are a tanking team, I was doing this whole thing, and this is so random, but I absolutely love where my head was going with this. So I'm gonna just take the next 3 minutes to talk this one out. If you will just hang out with me for this. The Nuggets and the Bucks have a ton of similarity for me. They both have European superstars that are unstoppable dominant forces obviously on offense, but with Giannis, especially on defense. Ground ball to the shortstop. Rally is out. 2 outs. But here's the big difference. Jokic is the Denver superstar, is staying put. I will never see him in another uniform. The Bucks are losing Giannis. The Bucks are losing Giannis this year. That 586 number, I'll take your call in about 2 minutes here. What's the difference? Why is Jokic staying in Denver, and why is Giannis wanting to leave Milwaukee? Denver drafted Jamal Murray. That's why. Because Denver will always have a legit, bona fide, all-star second option for Jokic to pass the ball to. They retained enough draft capital to go out and draft Jamal Murray. They also drafted Michael Porter Jr., who helped them greatly win their finals. Guys like Nickeil Alexander-Walker were huge for that team early on. The Bucks trade away their first-round picks to go and get guys like Damian Lillard and to go get Drew Holiday. So instead of keeping their first-round picks, as Randy Arozarena scores off a single from Canzone, the tying run is now at the plate for Seattle, and his name is Cam Young. The difference is, and you said it right there, Tyron, the Bucks traded away their first-round picks to get help for Giannis. The Nuggets drafted to get help for Jokic. So one team has all their draft capital. They still have their picks. Sure, they've made some moves to go out and get some guys and to bolster that roster around Jokic, specifically Aaron Gordon. But they have pieces around Jokic, and they are not giving him a reason to leave. The Bucks do not have pieces around Giannis. They do not have first-round picks to put pieces around Giannis. They do not have draft capital nor cap space to make a team around Giannis because they completely mismanaged the entire thing. Jokic is never leaving the Nuggets because the Nuggets retain their capital and they continue to add pieces around him. And ultimately, if they add nobody at all, he still has Jamal Murray. And Giannis never once had that. The similarities between those two teams are so striking to me. But the differences speak way louder than the similarities, than the things that bring them together. Paprika on that clip. I'm a Bulls fan. They're in rebuild mode. Brother, Ethan, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Lakers genuinely might win the ring this season. I'm with you. I am with you. I don't want to say it now. Pass ball. Runner advances to second. Bednar on the mound. Giannis has never really had anyone but Drew and Middleton for real. Hey, put some respect on Bobby Portis' name. But I do hear you. Brooke Lopez was good for that team. Was Reggie Jackson on that team? Who was on that Bucks championship team? Who was that role player that we're all forgetting about on that championship team? But if you remember, that team was also the same team. That year was the post-COVID year. That was the shortened off season. That was the shortened season. That was the real bubble championship, was that year that they won. So who's going to pick up Jaden Ivey? Could be great depth for a playoff run. Absolutely, but I don't know if anybody's going to. I don't think anyone wants to touch that thing with a 10-foot pole right now. Can we talk about how Pete Crow Armstrong locking in? Needs to lock in. Yeah, he does. Against my Angels, maybe next series. Jordan Clark with the follow. Thank you, brother. You are the absolute man. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Jake and I'm calling you from Minnesota.
Hey, brother. I can't really hear you. Do you mind saying your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, my name is Jake. I'm from Minnesota.
Jake from Minnesota, how are you doing today, brother? We have some NBA top 10s up on the list. I don't know if you are a fan of the Timberwolves, but I have them at 9. Where did you want to start today? Thank you, Tyron.
I'm going to start with a really hot take. I think Hold up, my mom's calling me. I'll be right back.
Priorities. Get him straight, Jake from Minnesota. Hey, hang up on your mom next time you're on TBWZ. Have you guys ever not answered a phone call from your mom or dad? Like if they're calling you, you ever just said like, I'm not going to answer that. Why should the Spurs be number 1 if they don't really have any playoff experience? Jaden.wave. Interesting point. I don't think their lack of experience should negate their ability to be the number 1 team in the NBA. I think they're still fantastic. They have Victor Wembanyama. They're always going to be good. Talking about PJ. PJ was on that team. PJ was absolutely on that team. I low-key miss old Mike Trout. Brother, I'm a diehard Angels fan, Ethan. That is my first love. Old Mike Trout is here. Oreo. Jake, Minnesota, are you there?
All right, this is what it is. I think my goat, Anthony Edwards, I think he can be my Timberwolves. I think he can lead us to the finals.
Oh, yeah, brother. You're confident on him leading you to the finals?
Yep.
Nice. What are you going to do if they win?
I don't even know, bro. I just know I'm going to buy a lot of Anthony Edwards shoes if I would.
Yeah. Have you been to a game?
Yeah, I've been to like 3 games.
Nice. Have you been to a Vikings game?
No, I didn't go to a Vikings game. I was too depressed watching 9.
Yeah, dude, 9 was a rough one. It looks like Kevin O'Connell kind of told him this before they brought in Kyler Murray. They're like, listen, brother, we have all the data in the world to show that we are a good football team when you're not playing quarterback, and when you are, we stink. Do you think Kyler Murray is going to be the answer for the Vikings?
I mean, if you can get Justin Jefferson the ball more, I think you can make the playoffs.
Seems like a simple recipe or formula for me. As the Yankees do win the game, that is right, Ethan. Give Justin Jefferson the ball, and you guys will win more games. I'm with you on that one. Jake, electric stuff, brother. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Call in whenever you want. Did you have anything you wanted to say to the people on the way out?
Last one. Don't underestimate the Timberwolves, bro. Let's go Wolves.
Let's go Wolves. You are the man, brother. We'll talk to you soon, all right? Peace. My guy Jake from Minnesota. Ethan is liking the live like a madman. He is absolutely beasting up. What other show out there is talking Bucks and Nuggets comparisons, right? I think it was on a topic of conversation that we were on that I got off really fast about the best big 3 in the East. I argue that it could be Philly. But to be completely fair to Cleveland, it's Cleveland. The question is, and if you are a ball knower and you want to call into the show after this, what's up, Max? We're going on a missions trip this summer. Do you mind if I drop the link for it in the Discord? Not at all, brother. We'll do a full show around it. Of the Cavs 4, who would make up their big 3? We'll get the answer to that in just a moment. But first, we're taking this call from one of the callers of the day on Monday, my friend Ethan. Ethan, what is up, brother?
What is up?
How are you today, dude? How was school?
Good. It was good.
Did your teachers do anything cool?
Nah, I wasn't.
Nah. Would you rather have a pizza party or like a McDonald's party?
Nothing.
No party. You don't like to party?
I do like to party, but we haven't had anything yet.
No. Do you have a favorite soda?
Wait, can you repeat that question again?
Yeah. So the question was, do you have a favorite soda?
I like Phantom.
Oh my gosh, you're a Fanta man. Would I be crazy to say that the best flavor of Fanta is strawberry Fanta?
No.
Okay. What's your favorite
I
flavor of Fanta?
Probably yours, but I also got to tell you, I just realized my phone's at 1. Would it be possible if I can charge it and then call you back again or no?
Yeah, totally, brother.
Okay. Thank you. I'll call you back.
All right. See you later. I do a show for children. It's what I've become. Max is going on a missions trip this summer. Shout out to Max. We're going to be praying for you. I'd love some more details. So maybe at some point, Max, maybe when we have a popping off stream, you could call into the show and let us know kind of where you're going and what you're doing and what you plan on doing and who you're going with and all of that kind of jazz. And then we'll do a donate-a-thon, and I will be sending in all of the subs I make from that show to you. Official. A lot of people seem to be agreeing with me on my Hawks over Knicks pick. Yeah, Noel, that was a good pick, brother. That was really good stuff. I was Jake. Thank you for your time. You are the man, Jake, from Minnesota. You're the absolute man. I'm proud of you for calling in and having the balls to do so. A lot of people are scared to do it, but you are not, brother. I have my top 12 up there, but I've never really done my reasoning as to why. Yeah, Max, text me offline. We'll do something. I missed 2016 Anthony Rizzo. 2016 was the last good year of life. I just missed the year 2016. It was the last year of the Obama era. Life was good when Obama was president. I'm not sitting here and doing any political things. I don't do politics. I don't care either way what you believe in. My politics are Jesus. The Lord said, give to Pilate what is Pilate's and give to God what is God's. What does that mean? It means, brother, there's things of this world like the government. Give to the government what is the government's. Pay your taxes, do your thing, obey the laws. Cool. It's like a wink-wink type thing. With the government, I'm like, hey, what's up? Cool, acknowledge you. You're awesome. Whatever. I'm going to listen to you because I'm obedient. But ultimately, my kingdom is in heaven. Those who care so much about politics, dog, figure out something else to care about. Oreo was 4 in 2016. Let's go. You missed it. Oreo, that means you don't remember any of the good times. All you remember is Donald Trump and Joe Biden as your presidents. You don't remember 2016. Dang, that is tough. Cubs did win the year. I could argue 2020. 2020 you thought was a good year, Noel? 2020 is literally probably historically outside of like 1943 when Hitler was taking over all of Europe. 2020 is probably the worst year that we have on record, dog. If you remember, the world shut down. But like I said, I never gave my reasoning behind my top 12, so let me go at it with you, starting with number 1, the Spurs. They have an offensive rating of 118.4. That is per 100 possessions. They have a defensive rating of 110, so they're third best defense, fourth best offense. Vic, 11 games now with 10 combined steals and blocks over his last 3 seasons in the league. The rest of the league combined over that time period has 5 of those games. They're the best team in the league with him on the floor. And even with him off the floor, they're still a top 5 team in the league, a top 7 team in this league, put it that way. They're 4-1 this year against OKC. They've been clutch when it matters. They play awesome against the good teams, and they dominate the bad teams. There's nothing wrong with this team. They're well coached. It's a great organization. I absolutely love where this team is at right now, and I have them as the number 1 team because Victor Wembanyama is just that dude. He will shut down Chet. He will shut down your best player. The only thing that might be tough for them is if they run into a 3-point shooting juggernaut. because Wemby's not going to be playing defense on the perimeter. He'll match up with a guy. If his man is on the perimeter, he'll play that guy. He'll play defense up there if he needs to be. But if you have a true guard who's absolutely destroying the game and shooting well from deep, it's going to be tough for Vic to guard that guy and completely take over. But Vassell, Castle, those guys are great, great perimeter defenders. So, number one offense per 100 Ps. Denver has the best offense right per 100 possessions over the last, X amount of games, I believe. Yeah, they are. They're number one in offense, but they're horrible in defense. You're right. The Thunder I have at number 2. Pistons being at 5, is that with or without Cade? That's just right now. So right now they have no Cade, but even with Cade, I don't think I'd have them above the Lakers, personally. Do we think tanking should be cheating because of teams like the Spurs in 2024? No. I think tanking is a competitive form of trying to win in a backwards way by trying to lose. What Discord? What's up, Goku fan? We actually have a link to the Discord. I sent it to the Discord. That's our Discord. Some Oreo or Max can drop that Discord for us right now, if they would so please. Trying to put on a basketball game because it is 4 p.m. and the basketball games have begun. So I want to get into some of that. Spurs in 24. He meant 23, I believe. But technically he was drafted in 2024. Who has the number one defense? The Thunder do. Averaging 106.3 points per 100 possessions. The Naismith Women's Awards are right now? Dude, crazy. Let's watch that. We're going to be watching Hawks and Orlando as our game of the day on TBWZ. Ethan will take your call in 2 minutes. At 4 p.m., we'll take your call, Ethan. Let your phone charge for a little bit more. I want to like SGA, but the foul baiting gets to a point. It's tough. Number 2 defense is Detroit. Yeah. But number 2, I have the Thunder. Their very tough end of the season schedule does worry me a little bit, but they might clinch number 1 seed by the time that even happens, so it might not even matter. They're still in a battle to clinch the 1 seed in the West with the Spurs, so these games are important to them if they do want home field advantage the entire time, home court advantage. J-Dub has found a groove a bit. He went 7 for 11 from the floor on Sunday night, putting up 22 points. I still think he needs to gel within that offense a little bit because it's only been, 16 games where all 3 of those guys have played together? What's up, Ryan? The defense is still unbelievably good and very, very tough to score on. The only team that seems to have success against them is San Antonio, who is 4-1 against the Thunder. But Shea, he's the best pure scorer in the game. The best pure scorer on the planet. Give him the rock, dude. That is what the Thunder offense is just give that guy the rock. He'll put it in the hole. He'll figure it out. On Monday night, they played the Pistons, down a bunch of players. And who was it at the end of the day who still steps up? It is always going to be Shea. Probably should have lost that game, but they crushed in overtime, absolutely dominating the Pistons in OT, which was expected against a Pistons team that didn't really have anybody playing. They have the Lakers in Utah to round out the week. They have 2 more games against the Lakers. They do have a tough end-of-season schedule. And I can pull that up for you right now as we go over it together as a unit, as a squad, as brothers, and as sisters. All my homies rock both. All my homies gender fluid. Bro, all my homies gender fluid as They've got 6 games left on the season. They have at home against the Lakers, at home against Utah. Then they have on the road against the Lakers next week. On the road against the Clippers in a back-to-back. And then on the road against Denver. And their last game of the season will be against Phoenix on next Sunday. Not Easter Sunday, the Sunday after Easter. All my homies want a bed jet. The best pure scorer is Ant-Man, Isaiah Evans. That's my friend Joe from Minnesota right there. And number 3, I do have the Celtics. The Celtics could be number 1, dude. I'm not even joking. Tatum's not even close to like there yet, or and mid-season form. Right? Think of this Lakers team, right? This Lakers team going into the All-Star break was like, yeah, they're good. They were the 3 or the 4 seed at that moment, really, really tight with Houston. Those teams went on opposite trajectories. But it took them a while to fully gel. Jake. The Celtics have not fully gelled yet with Tatum back in the lineup. And, brother, when they do, I cannot see them losing the East. I cannot see them losing a playoff series in the East. I see them as like a bona fide lock to make the finals this year. Obviously, Detroit's defense is tough. But so is the Celtics' defense. They've got the second best offense per 100 possessions in the league and the 4th best defense. They're the only team in the East that's top 5 in both. They're the only team in the East that's top 10 in both. Well, the Pistons are. And the Knicks. That was stupid. They're the only team that's top 5 in both. They're unbelievable defensively. They're unbelievable offensively. Jason Tatum, JB is having an MVP season. The East is not that difficult. They should be able to roll to the finals. They have games against Miami, Milwaukee, and Toronto this week, so expect 3 wins from them. But we're getting a call right now from someone who has called into the show before. Brother, I remember the number, but I don't know the name. Let us know your name and where you're calling from.
Paul from Indiana.
My guy, Paul from Indiana. You are the absolute man. Paul, I'm going over my top teams in the NBA right now on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, wherever you get your content. But, brother, you're calling into the show. What did you want to talk about today, Paul?
I don't really know. Let's see. I'm thinking about how the Spurs will do playoff-wise.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty good. Paul, I have an option for you. Do you want to talk about the Spurs, or do you want to call back in like 5 minutes and like come in with a hot take?
Okay, yeah, I'll call back in 5 minutes.
All right, Paul, we'll see you in 5.
All right, bye.
Come ready, come locked, come loaded. Ethan, thank you for liking the live up. You are the absolute man. You are a gem and a half. Pistons will handle them when Cade comes back. That's my thing. I know Cade can put up points. But what? How many points do you need him to average in a playoff series for the Pistons to advance? For me, the number is like 32. Calling it at 4:05, Paul. Give it 2 minutes. 5 minutes after. At number 4, I do have the Lakers. They're 48-26. They're 8th in offensive rating. They're 20th in defensive rating. But over the last 10 games of the season, they are number 9 in defense per 100 possessions. This team's been very, very, very good as of late. The best player in the history of basketball is willing to take a back seat and be the third option on a team led by the best offensive weapon in basketball. That sentence is crazy. The greatest player of all time is right now taking a back seat on this Lakers team, being willing to be a third option on a team led by the eventual MVP. Over the past 16 games, like I said, or 17 now, the Lakers are 10th in defense. They're number 1 in offense over the last 10 games when I wrote this on Monday. Do you see my player on 2K drop an ethical 130? Yeah, let's go. They're the best team in basketball over the past 10 games. They have the best player in basketball over the past 10 games. My main concern is Ayton. With the gauntlet of bigs, with Wemby, with Jokic, with Chet, with just the sheer size of Houston. Throwing a Valanciunas. Throwing a Gobert. I worry about Ayton. Worry about Jake LaRavia's minutes. He needs to improve. But ultimately, we've had a great start to the week, beating Washington and Cleveland. And we have OKC and Dallas to end it out. Thursday against OKC. A huge game for the Lakers. Paul from Indiana, you are the absolute man. Calling in some heat, brother. What do you want to talk about today?
Okay, I got an NFL hot take.
Hit me.
Quarterbacks should not be allowed to slide.
Wow. I mean, Paul, when you said hot take, I didn't know you meant inferno, fiery volcano hot take. You think if they're going to run the ball, they need to go get hit like a man.
If you are a quarterback and you want to run like a running back, you should get hit like a running back.
Are they allowed to run out of bounds?
I think they are.
Okay, so they're allowed to run out of bounds, but there's no sliding allowed. If you got to lower your shoulder, you got to just take a hit. I actually love that take so much.
Exactly. If quarterbacks think they can run like a running back, because if you want to run the ball, hand it off to your running back. That's what running backs are used for.
Smart.
But if you want to not hand it off and run it yourself like a running back, be treated like one.
You know, they put equality all over the end zone and on the helmets. Equality. Yet they're doing these games where they are trying to protect quarterbacks from getting hit, even though they're trying to run and take advantage of the defense. I'm absolutely with you, Paul. And do you care at all if injuries go up, though, to quarterbacks?
I mean, if they think they can run like a running back, they should be able to handle a hit like a running back. If not, stay back in the pocket, throw the ball like you're supposed to.
It's a good answer. And if you're going to try to scramble and try to steal some yards away from the defense, you better be prepared to get hit really, really hard.
I watched, when I was watching the playoffs, I'm a Raiders fan, but when I was watching the Bears games with my friends, and the Bears-Packers games, I watched when they were down, I think it was down, they were down two touchdowns at that point. I watched Caleb Williams run the ball, and there was one defender running at him. He slid. Yeah. Everybody else was still on the other side of the field. If he put his shoulder down and ran through that one defender, he would have been gone for a touchdown.
Wow, Paul. So you're even going as far as to say the offenses are going to benefit from this rule. They're going to get more yards out of their quarterback because of this rule. Do you have a name for the rule? Like, can we call it the Paul Slide rule?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one too. So we're going to call that the Paul Slide rule. Brother, I mean, absolutely electric. Is it cool if I clip that out and put it on TikTok and Instagram?
Yeah.
Dude, awesome stuff. Brother, you are an absolute gem of a man. When you called in the first time, you mentioned a little bit of basketball stuff. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about today, or any hot takes you wanted to get off your chest?
One more thing. I saw your video on TikTok about the kid that roasted the Patriots.
Yeah.
I love that kid.
He's awesome. That's Ethan. He called in the show earlier.
Oh, so as a Raiders fan, I don't like the Patriots. They gave us too much hope at the beginning of the year. We beat them.
Dude, they did.
We beat them week 1.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, yes, we're going to have a good season this year. And I thought maybe Geno Smith wasn't a bad idea. Next game, he threw 4 interceptions, and we got our butts whooped by 40 points to the Commanders.
You said you're a Raiders fan, Paul. Are you all in on Fernando Mendoza?
I mean, I would definitely love to have Fernando Mendoza. I think picking up Fernando Mendoza in the draft would be a lot better than just cutting Geno Smith and starting Aiden O'Connell again. But yeah, what I would say Raiders should do in the draft is I'm so glad we've done a ton this free agency already.
Yeah, a lot.
And I think round 1 we draft Fernando Mendoza. Then as it goes on, get a little defense, and then in between that, pick up some O-linemen.
I like it. You added in Linderbaum, you added in a bunch of defensive players, and you got Max Crosby back, which you weren't expecting.
Yep.
You think Max Crosby plays week 1 for the Raiders, or are you guys looking to trade him?
Oh, yeah. I think he's playing for the Raiders.
Yeah. Raider Nation, you guys still love Max?
Oh, yeah. I got Max Crosby jersey.
That is what's up, bro. That is so sick. Paul.
And I can't wait to see what we can get out of Genty this year for his second year. He did great in his first year already.
Toot Arrington, thank you for the follow, bro. What up? You got to expect Genty to be better this year than he was last year because of the improvements to the O-line.
Yeah. I think Genty will be a lot better this year.
I agree with you, dog. Paul, you're an unbelievable guy. Thank you for calling into the show. Paprika on some of that, and we'll call you call back whenever you want, dog. We're live again on Friday.
All right. See ya.
All right, peace. Ethan, what up? You got your phone charged, bro?
Yep.
Yeah, dog. Your clip on Instagram did pretty good. Some people were kind of mad at you about that Patriots stuff.
Hey, well,
I'm here for it again. I gotta tell you something. I saw some of the comments on TikTok saying he does not know ball. I'm going to say all the Patriots schedules and tell you what teams they played. So let me tell you right now.
Yeah.
So.
Paul?
Look. They
Paul.
have played.
Paul, can I ask you why you're whispering?
Oh, wait, sorry. Never mind. Wait, I don't know even why I'm whispering.
Maybe, are you like a secretive guy? Do you like to sneak around?
No, I don't even know why I'm whispering.
Ethan, what kind of, can we call you Easy-E? I was calling you that in the clips. Is it cool if we could call you Easy-E?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so Easy-E, that'll keep your identity clear. So we know Easy-E, my guy calling into the show. What did it feel like when some of those comments were saying you were wrong? Did you want to fight them or what?
I kind of felt mad because it was not true. Because look, they played the Raiders. They lost to the Raiders, a Super Bowl team who's now the Raiders, who have the first pick in the NFL draft.
Worst team in the league.
They played the Dolphins. Steelers are a first-round playoff team. They never go past. Then they played my Panthers, which it was in September. And then they played the Bills, which they barely won.
Yeah.
Then they played the Saints, Titans, Browns.
Easy-E, brother. You're speaking to the choir right now. We know that their schedule stinks, and I'm absolutely 100% with you. And whoever was commenting that stuff is completely wrong. Ethan, we can go and list the whole schedule out, but just know, Easy-E, I 100% agree with everything that you're saying. Instead of rehashing what happened last year, I would love to talk about this year. Do you think the Patriots are going to be a playoff team this year, given the fact that their schedule will be a little bit harder?
I don't think they're going to be a playoff team.
No. You have them out on the playoffs. Easy-E, do you follow any NBA basketball stuff?
Not really. I'm not a basketball guy.
Do you watch hockey or is it just football?
Football, soccer, and baseball.
Did you see that Italy did not qualify for the World Cup?
I know. It was crazy.
Pretty crazy. Who do you root for in the World Cup?
Well, of course, the U.S.
Easy-E, I knew you were going to answer that one, right? What up, Himmy? Easy-E, thank you, bro, for calling into the show today. Did you have anything else you wanted to say to the people on your way out?
On my way out, Patriots will suck. They will never win a Super Bowl ever again. And I'd rather have the Steelers, who stink, win more Super Bowls than them. And Drake May is going to be a bust, and I do not care that people are going to say no ball. Only real ball knowers know what's going to happen to the Patriots next season. So
because you are a beast.
That's all I want to say, and we'll see how it is next season, and I'll call you on Friday.
Easy-E, thank you, brother. We'll talk to you again on Friday, all right?
Bye.
Bye. That is Good Friday, by the way. In order to celebrate Good Friday, I'm going to be crucifying some lucky listener of the show. Hit me not, Jimmy's in here. I'm going to get a call from my aunt. Fact check this real quick. How many points does JB average with a Sar Thompson on him? Noel, I have no idea how to look that up. I don't even know how to do it. It'd be nice, Noel, if you brought the fact checking with you. And Toot Arrington just liking it up in here, being an absolute beast. JD Walker has joined the show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, JD. Dog, the Spurs haven't beaten anyone good on their win streak. No, they haven't. It's been a good win streak, but they haven't played anyone crazy. I do know, though, that they are 4-1 against the Thunder in the regular season. They have a winning record against the Lakers. They have a winning record against Denver. Against all of the top teams in the West, the Spurs are pretty much dominating. So, LOL, bro, I always tune in the show when someone is crying about the Patriots. PV, you got away with it, dog. You got away with the energy. Your chakras are aligning. PV, we're going to do an astrology reading on you today. Tell me where you were born and what time. Jen is in here. What up, Jen? Shout out to you. You're awesome. We was injured. Yeah. I mean, I don't know the whole hey, but we were injured. Then what do we want to do? Do the games not matter then? So the only games that matter are when both teams are fully healthy. Because I don't remember last year's playoffs any team being fully healthy. I don't think any team was fully healthy in the playoffs last year. We got to crucify Drake May on Friday? Could. Santa Ana at like 3. Yeah. Let's all go to Santa Ana. I'm scared for my Warriors, said Paul. Paul, don't be afraid. They suck. There's nothing to worry about. They're not winning anything. I'm just going to alleviate you of all your fears. Your team stinks. JD. I was like, I kind of went off on JD for being like, well, we were injured. And he's like, no, yeah, you're right. It's a coping mechanism. It is. It absolutely is. There is a slight fear there as Desmond Bain wastes a bunch of first-round picks, passing it away to Franz Wagner, who's a better basketball player than he is. Misses the 3. Rebound, Dyson. Daniels. 10-6 Orlando. Up right now on the Hawks, who are a legit playoff team. 1, 2. A legit playoff team. But let's continue on with this list. At number 5, I do have the Detroit Pistons. You watched the rocket launch? I didn't know about it until today, JD. No, I did not know. But it happened. Frank Moff is in here. What up, Frank? I'll take Tatum and Brown's experience over anything on the Spurs. Okay. All right. I don't know what we're doing with the experience thing. I think Wemby's played professional basketball since he was like 13 years old. He's also played in a gold medal match against the best team ever assembled. Harrison Barnes has won NBA Finals. He's been to the finals multiple times. De'Aaron Fox is a legit vet. I know Victor Wembanyama himself has not been to the playoffs. I know we haven't seen him in a series. But usually when we do the whole, like, I don't think they have experience in the playoffs, what we're essentially saying is I don't think that guy is going to step up in the playoffs and the moment's going to be too big for him. There is nothing about Victor Wembanyama that makes me think that the moment is ever going to be too big for him. He's too big for the moment to be bigger than him. He's too tall. It's essentially saying they don't have the playoff experience. I think they're going to lack confidence in the pressure moments of those games. I don't see anything about this Spurs team that shows me a lack of confidence. They seem like the most confident team in the league, and they're not even number 1. Wemby's the only guy who's going into press conferences and saying, I should be MVP. That's the most confident thing I've ever seen someone do. I've never in my life heard someone take the podium, grab the mic, and say, I should be the MVP. Even Luka last night was like, well, they asked him, like, do you think you should be MVP? And he's like, well, I mean, I'm playing pretty good right now, and we're winning games, so I don't know. But Wemby was like, no, I should be MVP. He has an insane confidence that only a 7'6" dude playing a man's game amongst boys could possess. I didn't know either, but my brother-in-law is an aerospace engineer. Sounds like a cool guy. He should call into the show. I'd love to hear about rockets right now. Speaking of the Rockets, I have them listed at number 10 after a huge win against the Knicks. I did have them lower, but now they're higher. You going to double-team Brown and Tatum? Am I going to double-team Brown and Tatum? It depends on who I am. Are we still talking about the Spurs? Castle and Vassell are good enough defenders. They don't have to double-team either guy. I don't have to double-team either guy. The Celtics have a good shot against the Spurs because of how many threes they shoot. But the perimeter defense for the Spurs is top 5 in the league. So I'm not really worried about Tatum and Brown if I'm the Spurs. Plus, what are you going to do? Drive to the paint? Oh, Victor's there. Wemby alone ain't winning you a championship, though. No, he's not. I think I named like 17 other players outside of Victor Wembanyama. JB averages 30. Jalen Brown averages 21.7 points per game against Asar Thompson. Noel figured it out. Thank you, brother, for doing the math. How are Knicks 5 when Rockets demolished them? I would like... well, technically, Knicks are 6, right? Yeah, Knicks are 6. So I do have them at 6. I mean, do you really think the Cavs are a better team than the Knicks? Or the Nuggets? I know the T-Wolves aren't. So the lowest I could possibly put the Knicks would be 8 on this list, personally. Saying not worried about Tatum and Brown is crazy, though. Frank, I think I wouldn't be worried about anybody if I'm the Spurs, if I have Victor Wembanyama. Worry is maybe not the right word choice there. I'd be hyper aware of Tatum and Brown if I'm the Spurs, playing them in a 7-game series. How could you not be? A lot of my game planning would go towards neutralizing them. So I guess if you want to say like, that's like worrying about them is one way to put it. I would say if you want to rebrand it as like, you wouldn't be concerned about them. Like, yeah, of course you are concerned. Those are two of the best scorers in the league. Of course you're going to want to be concerned about where those guys are. Talk about Detroit, Noel. We will always be talking about Detroit. The only thing I'm worried about is our own experience in the playoffs as a Spurs fan. I'm not a big experience guy. I would, in my opinion, put the Cavs and Nuggets ahead of the Knicks. That's me, though. I absolutely love that, and I think you can make a really good argument for that. The phone number is at the top of the screen if anybody wants to call in with their hot take on the NBA, NFL, college basketball, anything at all. JD said, bro, you actually called the Pistons covering that game. Had me stressing. Yes, brother, I know. Yes, brother, I know. I'm not ever going to really say that kind of stuff out loud unless I'm really in on it. At number 5, I do have the Pistons on this list. Their record is 54-20. They're the number 1 seed in the East. They have 9th best offense in the league, the 2nd best defense, only allowing 108.7 points per 100 possessions. They have the best record against teams in the top 10. They're 15-6 now against top 10 teams, and they're 10-3 without Cade on the floor. Dennis Jenkins, Tobias Harris, those guys have finally stepped up in Cade's absence, but I don't think this team offensively has the firepower to do anything in the playoffs without him on the floor. And I'm going to say it right now, I don't think they have the offensive firepower to do it with Cade on the floor. I don't believe in this team offensively. You're going to have to put up points if you want to win the East. I don't know if this team is going to be able to do it. They got games against Toronto, Minnesota, and Philly this week. Excited to see what comes out of it. What is up, brother? You are sorry, just missed your call, brother. If you want to call back into the show, whoever that was a 706 area code number. You are next up on the show. There you are. Oh, my bad. I forgot TikTok is weird about... Yeah. Really weird. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Will from Georgia.
Will from Georgia?
Yep.
That is so awesome, dude. Georgia is a great state. How close are you to Atlanta?
I'm about an hour from it. I live in Cumming. You ever heard of Cumming, Georgia?
Cummings, Georgia. Yes, sir. You're calling into the show. What did you want to talk about today?
I heard you talking about the Pistons. What do you think? Do you think they can do anything without Cade Cunningham?
Are you a Pistons fan?
No.
Who are you a fan of?
Hawks.
Nice, dude. No, I don't think they could really do much without Cade. I also think they struggle with Cade because offensively, if you shut down Cade Cunningham, who else is going to score on that team?
That's true. Dennis Jenkins.
Yeah, they do. The Hawks, though, are on an absolute roll, and they're playing half decent right now against Orlando. You got to be really excited about the future of this Hawks team. I think they're like one or two pieces away.
Jalen Johnson, man, he's crazy.
Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, Kuminga.
Yeah, he's been crazy.
My one thing that I worry about is like you had the number 1 overall pick and you took Zachary Richarchet, and it seems like he's not very good at basketball.
No, that wasn't too good. Probably should have taken Sarr there or traded it. One of the two.
Yeah, that probably would have been a good move. But in Atlanta, in Georgia, are people excited about this team, or is it just too much football country?
I mean, mostly it's the dogs.
Yeah, knew that the whole time. Lord God, help me. Oh my Jesus. At 6, we beat Toronto yesterday. Noel, I'm an idiot. I'm such a loser. I wrote these top 10s on Monday, and then I forgot to edit some of them. And you guys probably should have won that game against the Thunder, too. I mean, Shea was playing out of his mind, but when I watched that game, no one else for the Thunder showed up in that game. No one else showed up for the Thunder at all. NCAA might ban players coming back to college after the draft. They need to. They need to. Oreo, I'm here with you, bro. You and me both, dog. The Knicks flame out before getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. Who's more in danger of being gone? Cat or Brown? Huh. I don't think even if the Knicks make the Eastern Conference Finals, Cat is gone. Like all they are doing this offseason is making room for Giannis Antetokounmpo. That is the whole Knicks MO. Is clear space, make room for Giannis. I don't think they man, I'm sorry, guys. We finished Up. Imagine if Up was a 2.5 hour movie. I watched a horrible movie last night with well, it wasn't horrible. Justin Timberlake and Benicio del Toro called Reptile on Netflix. It wasn't great, but it was only good because Benicio del Toro is awesome. Also, low-key, sick name for a dog. Benny? His name is Benicio. Does your dog have a full name? Or is your dog just your dog's name? I'm about to crash out. At number 6, I don't know why I'm still talking about this. Sinners is amazing, said Oreo the Cat. Oreo the Cat, Sinners obviously was a very, very successful movie, especially on Oscar Sunday. It wasn't my favorite movie of the year. I don't even think it's a top 3 movie of the year, in my opinion. I have Avatar 3 above Sinners. I had Begonia above Sinners. And of course I had One Battle After Another above Sinners. And I have Marty Supreme above Sinners, to be completely fair and frank with you. Frank! But yeah, it's a good movie. Have you seen Marty Supreme, or did you see One Battle After Another? One call per day, Paul. One call per show, Paul. Haven't watched any of those yet. Oh, you saw Marty Supreme, you didn't like it? What's up, Brick Jock? What's your top 3 songs on Billy? Who the heck is Billy? Freaking Billy? What do you like? What are my top 3 Billy String songs? Or are you talking about like Billy Ray Cyrus? My favorite Billy Ray Cyrus is "I Keep the Horses in the Bag." Is that more of a Lil Nas song or a Billy Ray Cyrus song? You know, Lil Nas gets all the credit for that. Billy Ray was bringing something to the table. Okay, but who do you think will win the NBA championship this year? The Lakers. I'm 100% in on the Lakers. I know, Brick, I'm kidding. Kanye West dropped Bully this week, and I've listened to it now 3 or 4 times, and dog, it's a good album. I don't think that deserved a Shank Slam. It's more like this. Like, that's a really good album. I don't have anything that's mildly celebratory. I have this. That's mildly celebratory. Celtics in 6 against the Thunder. That's a good one, user. That's not bad. Celtics Thunder is probably the most logical matchup. I do think the Lakers get there, and I think they'll probably play. I think we get Lakers in Boston. The NBA needs Lakers in Boston really bad. Yeah, I can do that. I also have this. My top 3 songs off Bully. Bully came out, and I listened to all of it multiple times, and it's a great album. It's probably Kanye's best post-COVID album. I don't know if it's better than Ye, but it's up there with Ye. Ye had just like a better, like every song was good, and Bully has some misses. The Peso Pluma song does go hard, but also I'm like, I don't really want to listen to Peso Pluma that badly. For me, the number one song is the last song on the album. This one here. This one here gives my vibe. Oops, I was supposed to play the song. It's like this.
2 ways, no time. Right now, come on, it's go time. Come on, it's go time. 2 ways, no time. Right now, come on.
This song rocks.
Come on, yes, I need this hit. I've been fighting for.
That's my favorite song. This song also unbelievable. I can't wait. This song rules. Oh yeah, shoot. Thank you, Oreo. Hit the game up. I think that's how it goes. But yeah, Brick Jock, that's that. Thank you, brother, for tuning into the show. You are, brother, you are awesome. At 6 on this list, and I know we're still going through this list. It's taken quite a long time. We're not even halfway through. This officially will be the halfway mark. It's against the Jazz, but we're probably going to win, so it doesn't matter. That is awesome, JD. First OKC game, brother? The Knicks, they're, I believe, now 7-4 in their last 11. Back-to-back losses to the Thunder, or 3 losses in a row now to the Thunder and the Hornets, and the Rockets. In their last 11 games, they have wins against the Jazz, the Pacers twice, the Warriors, the Nets, the Wizards, the Pelicans. Okay? The 4 losses, Clippers, Hornets, Thunder, Rockets. They beat the bad teams, and they lose to the good teams. They're inconsistent and just not very good. This Knicks team is inconsistent and not very good. I have them at 6 because they have the record. They've proven it at times. Some games they come out and I'm like, dude, that is the best team in the NBA. And sometimes they go out there and I'm like, who are these guys? Who are these imposters? Cat is a problem for them this year. When he still says, like, we're unsure of my role in the offense. How? You're 70 games into this thing and you're still unsure about your role in the offense? Dude, get out. Mikal Bridges is the biggest waste of picks I've ever seen in my life. That guy stinks. He's not good. Mitchell Robinson is a better asset to the New York Knicks going forward than Mikal Bridges is. I mean, that Mikal Bridges sucks, dude. Jalen Brunson is good at basketball. But when he only scores 12 points like he did last night against the Rockets, that team absolutely stinks. He'll put up 30 plus and they'll still lose games. A lot of teams, if your star player has 30 plus, you win the game automatically. There's no one else, dude. Playoff Brunson. I keep hearing that. Okay, cool. How about a regular season Brunson every once in a while? They've got Memphis and Chicago to end the week, so that losing streak, the 3-game skid, should stop. And after all that, what up, ES17? You think Knicks are frauds? I don't think they're frauds. I just think they're not very good. They have a solid record. They play good games. They beat up on the bad teams, but they lose to the good teams. They have the 3rd best offense in the league. They have the 6th best defense in the league, but their record against top 10 teams stinks, and they're defeated against the Pistons. I can't expect them to go to the finals. If they meet up with the Pistons, I'm taking the Pistons in 5. If the Knicks meet up with the Pistons at any point in the playoffs, I'm taking the Pistons in 5. How could you not? The Knicks haven't even come close to beating them once this season. Knicks are 0-4 against Detroit. Paprika, I guess. At number 7, I do have Denver. Denver's the number 1 offense in the league. Going to the game this Friday. Who you like? What are some picks I could put in? What game? ES17. Yeah, JD, but he has a bunch of walks. He's still getting on base. Happens every year. They're just pitching around him now because there's no one else in the lineup that you're really afraid of. So yeah, you can pitch around Mike Trout and walk him because you're not afraid of Joe Adell and then Josh Lowe. So when the other teams, when the players around him start hitting, then Mike Trout finally sees pitches and then he mashes. But you're going to the Knicks versus Bulls game on Friday in Chicago, or? Oh my gosh, dude, this website stinks. In New York. Dude, that's going to be so awesome. That's going to be a really, really fun game. Really, really fun game. I've never been to the Mecca before. I've always wanted to go. Talk to me on Friday. I might have something for you, but right now it's a little bit too early. There's not even there's nothing even to look at right now. But yeah, call in Alistair. What up, dude? Alistair, you are the man. Thank you for joining the show. Saw opening home game for the D-backs. Let's go, Brick Jock. D-backs, brother. Could be a good ball team. Could be bad. You never know. Everyone thought the Guardians were going to stink, and the Guardians are off to a pretty hot start. But Denver, over the last 6 games, as of when I wrote this on Monday, they've averaged 128 points per 100 possessions, which it should not be legal. 128 points per 100 possessions, with a team that averages just over 100 per game. It's a crazy, crazy average. They're putting up 120.7 average per game over the season, which is number 1 in the league. They have the number 1 offense in the league, like I just said. They'll always be in games because of that. But it's their bottom 10 defense that doesn't make me think this team is going to be a true contender. I don't see them suddenly being able to start stopping people on defense. That's always going to happen. They're the worst clutch time team there is. Their clutch defense is so bad. So if you get to a clutch game, which is a 5-point game within 5 minutes, I don't know who decided that. It should be 2. It should be 2 points, 2 minutes. Or 3-3. 3-3 would be the best. But it's 5-5 right now. They have the worst defense in late in games. In a close, tight game, they have the worst defense ever. Because they have Jokic and Murray out there, and they have all of their offense out there. Aaron Gordon hasn't clicked with this team. I think they haven't played many games, so there's still a slight benefit of the doubt. But I don't just think that AG joins this team and plays in the playoffs and suddenly starts locking down your best player. Like, the metrics might point that way. Like, they're the worst ranked defense of all the playoff teams, but when Aaron Gordon is on the floor, they would rank 4th defensively amongst the teams. But so unfair to be like, well, when he's out there, we're really good. No, but no, I see you as a whole, not as a fraction of a piece of you. What's better for baseball, a salary cap or a minimum amount you have to spend each season? I'm big on the salary floor guy. Big on salary floor. Not very high on the salary cap. If I'm a player, I want to make as much money as possible. My championship game is Lakers-Celtics. NBA ratings bonanza. What is up, brother? I remember I remember the caller. I remember the number, but I don't remember the name. Let us know your name and where you're calling from, bro.
What's up, bro? Tyler from Long Island. I wanted to debate with you how do you think Scotty Scheffler is the most dominant in his sport other than any other athlete?
Scott Scheffler at golf, has he won this year?
My question to you is, do you think Scotty Scheffler is the most dominant in his sport compared to any other athlete in any other sport?
Scotty hasn't even won this season.
So you're saying no?
No, I mean, he hasn't won this season at all. He's had some rough starts to tournaments. He's finishing really well on Sundays, like really, really well on Sundays, but he's having some horrible starts to these tournaments. He hasn't been dominant. Last year, you asked me this question, I'm probably going to say yes. But right now, in terms of domination, I'd be taking Jokic in basketball over Scotty Scheffler in golf. But the true answer between you and me is Carlos Alcaraz in tennis is by far the most dominant in all of sports.
So didn't Carlos Alcaraz? This may have been a while ago. I was scrolling through Instagram. It's my daily thing, you know.
There you go.
And I saw what's it called? Carlos Alcaraz lost to the ranked number 32 player or something like that in the world when he was ranked number 1.
at Indian Wells. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't the best outing at Indian Wells. In the majors, though, I believe he's won the last 3 majors. Yannick Sinner is obviously very, very good at tennis and will usually win that French Open on the clay courts. But on hardwood, on a hard court and on grass, I mean, he's pretty much a lock to win Wimbledon and win the U.S. Open. So he's going to be awesome. And it's hard to say any golfer is a lock to win any major. There's a lot more competition, you know?
Yeah, I'd perfectly agree with that.
Are you Italian?
Yes.
Dude, did you hear about Italy losing and got eliminated from the World Cup?
Wild. What is it, three past World Cups they haven't made it? It's crazy.
Crazy, dude. And that's a team that 12 years ago now, or whatever it was, were in a World Cup final and winning the World Cup. And now that's a country that doesn't even have a team competing in it. It's pretty wild. You said daily, Instagram is like one of your daily things that you do, Tyler from New York. What else is on your like daily list of things to do? Like, what's your routine? Do you hit the gym? Do you read your devotions? Like, what do you do? What's your daily?
I like hooping a lot. I'm a hooper, you know.
You like hooping and IG?
Yeah, hooping and IG, I guess. Yes, sir.
And talking to chicks?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, hooping, talking to chicks, watching ball, and hopping on IG. That's a good life. Tyler, thank you for the call. We'll talk to you again soon, all right, bro?
Yes, sir. Love you, bro. See you.
Love you. Love you too, Tyler. In a week, tourney. Yeah, him losing at Indian Wells was weird, but I don't know. It's like you step up for the majors. You know what I mean? Himmy. Speaking of, let's do a little bit of a tennis deep dive right now. I got fuzz on the brain. What do we call it? Because like in hockey, I'm a puck head, right? Because I'm watching puck. In basketball, I'm a ball lover. In baseball, I'm just I don't know. But what's a tennis fan? Is it a fuzz head? A ball fuzz? Oh, can't help but love. Ba-da-na-na. It's a game now. I don't know anything about tennis. Have you talked about Puka? What happened to Puka? Do we have breaking news? Or did you get April Fooled? I guarantee you, PV, you just got April Fooled so hard. I got April Fooled earlier. Bro, the Stars are limping into the playoffs. I don't like it. I know. Lost to the Bruins last night. The Stars look horrible. PV tried to April Fool me. But no. I got April Fooled by someone saying that AJ DeBonsta is returning to BYU. And I wrote a whole takeout on how bad of a mistake that is. And then it didn't happen. We've got a whole month and a half until Roland Garros. We got plenty of time till Roland Garros. The only major we've had so far this year has been the Australian, right? The Aussie Open, won by Carlos Alcaraz. Yannick Sinner obviously won Indian Wells and Miami back-to-back. Good wins for him. I don't think he's going to be playing again until probably Monte Carlo or Munich. Adam Schefter reported it. I mean, I'll check Twitter for you because I'm a good guy. I'll check Twitter for you because I'm a good guy. You can't trust anything on the internet right now. And with AI, dude. This might be the craziest April Fools of all time. Not for guys like me. Not for guys that know ball and can like absolutely find AI like Puka Nacua in rehab after alleged drunken New Year's Eve bite attack. Okay. Wow. So from the New York Post, this is officially
breaking news.
Puka Nacua in rehab after alleged drunken New Year's Eve biting attack. Hey, I'm never ever gonna get accused for a biting attack. Ever. I refuse. You will never ever find me biting another human. Not even out of self-defense. If I have to resort, here it is from Schefter. From Adam Schefter, Los Angeles Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua has checked into rehab. His attorney, Levy McCathern, wonder what side, told the California Post. I didn't even know California had a Post. I thought it was just the New York Post. Puka fumbling a bag. Puka, dude. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble on that app right there on TikTok. So maybe I'll save this for after the show when we talk about Puka Nacua. There's a really good Eric Clapton song where the guitar riff goes. Puka Nacua had the sniffles on that day. I'll put it that way. Puka Nacua had the sniffles on that day. The way I've seen him in clips when he's absolutely trashed and when he's making all these accusations and doing all these crazy things, sniffling it up. If you know, you know. I'll say it once I'm off TikTok, but it starts with a C and ends in a E. Okay. Nose beers. Yeah, put it that way. Absolutely put it that way. The Knicks stink. Denver stinks. The Cavs also stink. The Cavs are a team that I had a lot higher on this list a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I also have no clips from today. Puka got CTE earlier than Antonio Brown. I hear the JD, and I love you. I hear the whole like Puka Nacua has CTE thing. I don't know if it's like a joke or if it's like actually true and people believe that. It's not that for me. It's a drug and alcohol problem. It's a drug and alcohol problem 100%. I used to have one. I used to have one. I used to be a full-blown addict and alcoholic. I know exactly what it looks like. And every time I see like a homie or I see a friend going too far that way or doing some of the things that I was doing, I'm like, that's not good. And that's what I see with Puka Nacua. The Cavs are 46-28, the 6th best offense, 15th best defense. So not great. I thought having 2 7-footers on your team that are skilled with the ball, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, when it clicks and it works, it's the most dominant thing in basketball. It's the most dominant thing in basketball. When both those guys are clicking, when they're doing alley-oops to each other, I'm like, dude, that's not fair. It's too crazy. But their defense has been horrible as of late, which you can expect as you add James Harden in, who is, by the way, scoring at a great pace outside of last night. Over the last 3 weeks, he's 45% from 3, which is great. So he's contributing as a scorer on that team. We knew there were going to be defensive issues, but ultimately it's still a tough team to score on in the paint until last night. They are plus 39. It's only happened now 4 times. They're now 3-2. But before last night, they're plus 39 when Mobley, Allen, Harden, and Spider play. With the 1 loss, now 2 losses being at OKC and Los Angeles. The team is dominant, usually, with those 4 on the floor. And all of this is like what I wrote until last night. I saw those 4 guys get absolutely exposed. I don't think that was a true reflection of either team. I don't think that slaughtering last night was a true reflection of either team. The Cavs are a lot better than that. A lot better than that. Donovan Mitchell was horrible. James Harden stunk. Evan Mobley was awful. They couldn't score a basket. If Donovan Mitchell just had a normal game, that's a close game in the fourth quarter. I'm not saying they win, but if he just had a normal game, that's a much closer game. Also, the Lakers were just shooting out of their minds. Jake LaRavia had 12 points. That doesn't happen. That does not usually happen. Jake Ravia is usually lucky to end up with 2. And so everything was going right for LA. Everything was going wrong for Cleveland. I think we just throw that game in the trash. You know what I mean? Get rid of it. The Jazz will win 50 games next year, Jackson. Dog. That's low for me. I'm high on the Jazz. I'll even take it one further. Keontae George. Watch out. Watch out for MVP for Keontae George next year with the Utah Jazz. I know. JD in the TikTok chat said, did you see that Anthony Edwards was late to tip off? When? It's also April Fool's Day. It's a professional game. They take every game serious, and however it plays out is good results. What do you mean, to Logan? I'd love to know what you mean. I have a phone number at the top of the screen. It's 213-352-5216 if you want to call into the show. He was taking a dump. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Pistons are miles better than every team in the NBA other than the Spurs. You're wrong, Ali. You're wrong. Defensively, maybe, but they don't even have the top-ranked defense. The Thunder have a better ranked defense than them. The Pistons are a good basketball team, don't get me wrong. Outside of Cade, though, who do you trust to score? Dennis Jenkins ain't doing this in the playoffs. Reggie Jackson ain't doing this in the playoffs. Duncan Robinson and Kevin Huerter are not doing this in the playoffs. If you shut down Cade Cunningham, that team is going to score 93 points. If that team only scores 93 points, hey, 94 ain't hard. Minnesota I have ranked at 9. This is a very mid team with one of the best players in the league on it. The only reason you would have Minnesota ranked high at all is like, one, they're going to be a playoff team, so they're going to get to the dance. They're going to have an opportunity to play. We saw them sweep the Lakers last year, so if they get matched up with the Lakers, a lot of people are going to be taking Minnesota. And they have Anthony Edwards. Rudy Gobert, when he's on the floor, defensively, it's the best defense in the league when Rudy Gobert plays. So when he's in there. But late in games, you have to take that guy out. You have to take him off the floor. Duncan Robinson has made a finals before. He absolutely has. He absolutely has. Not as like a number, not even a number 4 option that year. You had Bam, Jimmy, Max Strus, and Gabe Vincent were more pivotal to the offense that year for the Heat than Duncan Robinson. Tyler Hero also was on that team. Max Strus, if you remember in that finals run for the Heat, was unbelievable, dude. And now he stinks on the Cavs. Caleb Martin, too. Caleb Martin, Noah. Noah knows ball. It's official. Noah knows ball. We have 4,000 likes. That is huge. Whoever's been liking it up, JD is in here. Thank you guys so much. Luka still had a wife back then. That's true. How dare you? Minnesota turns the ball over a ton. Since the All-Star break, they are the 24th ranked offense. They're the 8th before the break. Now they're the 24th ranked offense. They've been bad since the All-Star break offensively. One of those reasons is obviously Anthony Edwards being hurt for part of the time. But Julius Randle is quietly having the worst offensive season and shooting season he's had since his rookie year. From behind the arc, among the 250 qualified players, he ranks 22nd in three-point percentage. He's not shooting well. He's not having a good year offensively. Now it looks like Jaden McDaniels is going to be sidelined for a bit as this team continues to battle injuries. I don't think, if everyone is fully healthy, I don't think Minnesota has the pieces around Ant to do it. Noah, thank you for the follow. Might actually fall into the play-in. Yeah, the Raptors have a bad end to the season, but they do have Sacramento coming up right now. As the Hawks have taken an 8-point lead on the road against Orlando. I will say Minnesota does have wins over every single playoff team in the West except for the Lakers. This is a team that always plays up to their competition. Anthony Edwards has always been that guy. Give me the best of the best. Ant is going to go head-to-head with them. They play OKC really well because I think Anthony Edwards defends Shea really well. They have answers for that team. I trust in Ant to take over a game when it's needed, but I don't know if I trust this entire team. They play Philadelphia, Charlotte this week to round it out and have a bit of a break. They only have 6 games left in the season, so they're chilling. Sixers are losing to the Wizards tonight or right now? Right now they are. They're down by 3. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. When did they beat the Spurs? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Houston I have at 10. I mean, this team is so confusing, dude. They've had some insane collapses like the one last week to Minnesota without Ant. Back-to-back L's in your home barn against the Lakers. And then they've had some amazing wins, like yesterday dismantling New York, absolutely destroying New York. KD has looked vintage this year. He can walk out and get a bucket whenever he wants. But the situation surrounding this team is so weird, dude. It's the burner. The KD burner thing was real. And the proof is in the body language of this team. This team doesn't like each other. A week ago, I watched Sengun get popped in the mouth and block a ball after like a crazy offensive play on the other end. He hustles all the way back, blocks a ball, and gets an elbow to the mouth and starts bleeding from the mouth. It was one of the most hard things. It was one of the toughest things I've ever seen. And he walks back to the bench. Dude, mean mugging. And guess what? Nobody on the bench does a thing. You watch the Thunder play basketball. They love each other. If Chet does that and walks back to the bench with a bloody mouth, that bench is erupting. They're going nuts. They might dunk the water on him right then and there. The Rockets did nothing. Houston hates each other. And it all started with the Kevin Durant burner debacle. They've got games against Milwaukee, Golden State, and Utah to end this week out. So I think they're going to get 3 wins. And they have a Lakers team above them in the standings that has 2 games coming up against the Thunder. They're right now the 6th seed in the West, but they are only 3.5 back on the 3 seed. They're 1.5 games behind Denver for that 4th seed, which would be home court advantage in the first round, which is very, very important. And they've got 3 easy wins. But this team does find a way to lose 2 bad teams. They do find a way because they absolutely hate each other. And they do have a huge game at the end of the season against Minnesota, the second to last game of the season. That one should probably be very big in deciding who's going to be the 5, 6, or the 4 seed in the West. We got 2 more teams. The Sun, and I'm just going to do this right now real fast. Minnesota hasn't played the Spurs since so long. They beat the Spurs November 30th. And had 32. Ant had 32. Oh, that's not what I want. Minnesota is 2-1 against the Spurs this season, Oreo. They won the first 2 games of the series on January 11th and November 30th. And they lost by 3 on the road at San Antonio, January 17th. Noah with the follow said Sixers losing the Wizards. Who do you think winning most improved player? Most improved is interesting. Can Jalen Johnson get it? Jalen Johnson has had an unbelievable year. I don't even know if it was a 1B miss or not. What's up, Crandy? Crandy04, what up, dog? Welcome to the show, brother. You're listening to Take Back with Zach. We have 1 minute until we're done with TikTok, and we're moving on into the final hour of the show. But I do want to look up the awards right now. Most improved player. The favorite right now is Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And then it's Duren, then Adjeva, and then Jalen Johnson. Nikhil's not an improved player. He's just getting more minutes. Jalen Duren, what are you improving from? He was already good last year. Those are the metrics. No, because he was a DPOY candidate last year. I know. It's weird. Oh, Jalen Johnson won't be because he was too good last year. If Jalen Johnson wasn't as good as he was last year, it would be he'd be a shoo-in for it. Kuminga hasn't played enough games, I don't think. He had too many DNPs. The 6th man this year, according to Stats and Info, is probably going to be Keldon Johnson, Spurs. Rookie of the year is going to be a tight one, but I'm pretty sure Colin Knippel is going to find a way to get it done. I have the Suns at 11. I have the Hawks at 12. The Suns are very mid, but they play good defense, and they have D-Book, who's been there, done that before. I trust this team in a playoff series. Man, I don't know if they're going to hold off the Clippers for that 8 seed or that 7 seed. I do think, though, they'll be a tough out for whoever they get in the first round. I don't think they're going to get swept, I'll put it that way. And the Hawks, only 3 games separate the Hawks from the 5 seed from the 10 seed Hornets. So I'm not super, super high on any team that you put there. But the Hawks are probably the best team of that bunch. Listen, they play solid defense. The thing that they have is pace. They play with a higher pace than any of the other playoff teams, so I am expecting them to put up a lot of buckets and be a tough team to score on. And obviously, Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Kuminga being added to this team is no joke. I'm really excited to see what they do next year. They got a bunch of picks, or a decent amount of picks for Trae Young. Excited to see what they do. They got Orlando tonight and then Brooklyn later. So if they get a win, they got a Brooklyn win coming up, this team might be locked in at that 6 seed or that 5 seed in the East. Brother, I love you guys so much. We're going to take a 5-minute break and be back in 5. See you then. How you doing, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Calling from Tustin. Name's Nana.
Oh my gosh, Nana, how you doing? This is my grandmother. My grandmother's calling in the show. Guys in the chat, drop a Nana in the chat. Nana, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good. I've got you, put you on at noon, and I've got you live in my living room.
Okay.
And I really like it, and you're doing a good job.
Good. Did you see the band person that we were talking about?
Yeah.
There you go. Everyone's dropping Nanas all over the chat. This is awesome. People are loving it. And the TikTok. Guys, if you want to hear this conversation, I'm on the phone right now with my grandma. You can follow us over here on the other apps if you want to. So, Nana, you are an avid sports fan. What's up, Lil C? So, my grandma's on the phone right now. You're an avid sports fan. And one of my favorite things about you is your love for the Anaheim Angels. And that started when you were very, very young, correct?
Very, very, very young. Yeah, right. And I do love those Angels.
And every single game, you listen to every game on the radio.
Yes, I do.
Is there a do you prefer it over the TV?
Oh, because I can't stand those two announcers on television. Okay. All they do is talk about fastballs, slow balls, any balls. I don't care about what went across the plate. I want to know more about the players themselves, a little bit of strategy into the game, and that. I don't care about those balls.
So you don't care that the guy's throwing a slider. You want to know that he grew up in Mission Viejo and he went to this high school and his mom worked at a church his entire life. You want to learn that stuff.
Some of that, but not all of it. But I'd like to learn some strategy. Like, why do they bunt the ball in some of the situations? You know, so they could share some strategy with the people that are listening on the radio.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, when baseball was first around, the only way to really get the games was on the radio. It took a while for you to be able to see all the games on television, correct?
Are we talking are we still talking Angels or are we talking ancient history?
Well, so we'll talk all because the Angels started in the 60s, correct?
Yes.
So then what was like, you grew up in Denver and you guys didn't have a team. So what was your team before the Angels were around?
Oh, the New York Yankees. They were the top team back then. You know, they had some really key players there. They had Babe Ruth and those guys. And like I told you, we didn't see the scores on radio or television. Well, we didn't have TV, but at the schools, they would put out the big chalkboards and they would put the game on the chalkboards inning by inning so we knew what the score was. And that was for the World Series.
So at school during the World Series, the teacher was like doing a live box score so everyone knew what was going on?
That I don't know because they just had the chalkboard placed outside. So when you went out for recess, you got the scores out there.
That's so cool. And it really was at that time, like baseball was America's pretty much like premier sport. Like everyone was a baseball fan, right?
Yeah, basically, yes, because all the games were mostly back east. And, Denver didn't have anything, and it was, and like you said, it was baseball, the game to watch. And there was some basketball, but not like today.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons I love baseball so much is because you always loved baseball. And you imparted that on me, and you got to watch me play a lot of baseball. Some of the guys in the chat, I've told them that I was one of the best baseball players to ever exist in Orange County. I'm very humble about it. Can you just tell them how good?
Truly were.
There we go.
When you got out on that mound, I mean, hey, it was lights out. You know that.
There we go. Thank you, Nana. Do you have before we let you go? I mean, obviously you're probably hanging out today, having some fun, and we absolutely love that you're listening to the show. It really makes me so happy to know that you're listening along. Do you have a particular baseball memory, being a young girl, growing up with the sport for so long? Do you have a particular baseball memory? Nope, she doesn't. She doesn't have a baseball memory. Every time I talk to my grandma, I try to call her. I'm not going to lie. Well, every time I text my grandma throughout the week. I text Nana throughout the week. JD, thanks for coming over and joining us here. Boston is up big early on Miami. They're up 12 early on the Heat. Orlando has almost up to a 20-point lead. They're up 16 right now over Orlando with a minute 30 left, but is shooting free throws right now as we speak. Every time I talk to her, we talk about the Angels, and it's very sad because our team stinks. If McCain played enough games with the Thunder, it could be him for most improved or Isaiah Joe. Jared McCain was pretty good last year. He was pretty good. Isaiah Joe, I don't think really had anything to improve from. For me, most improved has to be a guy who's at least got like 5 years in the league. It's for me, it's a guy that we're like, he's okay, and then suddenly you're like, whoa, he's having a great year. That for me is the most improved player. I'm joining a new baseball team this year. Wish me luck. Good luck. Oreo, I don't even know what sport. I didn't even know you played baseball. I didn't know you played sports. I know you played basketball with your homies, but you play baseball competitively. What position are you? And also, hasn't Little League already started? Or are you playing travel? Norman Powell, Oreo the Cat. That's a good one. I play basketball and baseball. Norman Powell would have been a good one because Norman Powell went over to the Heat and is like, I'm a baller now. Everyone's like, who? What? You are? I guess he is. Liftoff. The Artemis 2 mission launched from NASA Kennedy at 6:35 p.m. Eastern. Artemis 2 will pave the way for future moon landings as well as next giant leap, astronauts on Mars. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ widescreen radio. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Alex. I'm back again from Denver, Colorado.
My guy Dallas from Colorado.
No,
Alex. I was going to say, you're back. Who's Dallas from Colorado? You're Alex from Colorado. My guy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good, bro. What were you up to today? School, internship, what up?
I was in the school, and then we're playing for next year's broadcasting for our high school football team. And then I hopped over at 2 radio stations real quick for my internship for an hour, and then I just came home, just chilling now.
Is your high school football team good?
Oh, yeah. We've been good. I mean, last year we were 12-1. We lost in the Final Four in the semifinals. And then 2 years ago, we actually we broke the record in the state for averaging 70 points a game in football. And
wow.
We're somehow good for Colorado. So,
do you have any talent that you're expecting to be like top end college football talent or potential draft pick talent?
Oh, well, we had a quarterback last year. He threw over 200 passing touchdowns in his career as a varsity quarterback in 4 years. He graduated 2 years ago. Austin Majeski. He committed to South Dakota State, but he's going to start this upcoming college football season. He had a great spring game. And, if he does good, he could probably get NIL to be good. And then we have a good quarterback in Marquise Reese. He just got an offer from Colorado State, and he also has Washington State talking to him, a couple of D1 schools. But if he balls out, he could probably get a couple more D1 offers. And then our best player, Brooklyn Bailey, he has 16 D1 offers. Biggest schools, Arizona State, and he's an incredible player. Defensive back, wide receiver, and also Kansas State just offered him a scholarship, full ride.
Wow. K-State would be crazy. That's a good football team. I expect K-State to be better over the next few years.
Oh, yeah.
Dog, that is nuts. That's like an action-packed day. What was the big topic today? You said you were at 2 radio stations today interning. What was the big topic du jour?
Big topic for us that we talked about how big the Broncos have been doing. They've been a quiet team this offseason. We talked about how their draft plans are going to be, what positions they need to really fix. And then the next conversation was about how the Denver Nuggets can perform to be better. Again, that was another conversation we brought back. And we talked about how the heck are the Rockies winning. That was something that was brought up because in the middle of that, the Rockies beat the Blue Jays in extra innings, which I think that shocked all of us at the desk. And I thought that was funny to see. And then also our final conversation was, will the Avs choke? Because like all the other in the playoffs, because we don't think they will. But if you look at the history, there's been 3 teams who have been broken records this season, which the Avs have breaking some records already for goals and scores. And man, it's like, could this be like the 2019 Bruins just fall apart? But those are the topics that were talked about today.
It's also an Avs team that over the past couple of seasons has been very good, and the core has been there. Of course, McKinnon has been there, and unfortunately, they've fallen a couple years in a row now short of even the Western Conference Finals. That's been Dallas, and that's been the Oilers. That's been their kryptonite. It looks like Oilers are kind of on a down year. It looks like Dallas isn't playing very good hockey. Is it the Avs conference to win in the West, or are you nervous about the Ducks?
Oh, I honestly think this is the Avs conference to win. I honestly think right now the Oilers are down. I feel like the only team that's just as an Avs fan and as a guy that's analyzed the Avs, I think the Avs, our only kryptonite that's going to try and beat us is Dallas. I mean, we get to play them one more time. I mean, we've beaten them once. They've tied us once. So, I mean, that's something to be interesting about. Again, Dallas, they're just a good team. I think overall they're better. They have a better power play than us, and I'll tell you.
Yeah, and if Jake Ottinger gets hot, he's tough to score on.
Oh, yeah, but here's the thing that we have. We have 2 really good goalies in Blackwood and Seth. I mean, those are our 2 best goalies that we have. So, I mean, it depends on who wants to face off against us, but that's the biggest thing that we have.
There's obviously a huge topic debate going on right now in the sporting world of basketball around the MVP. My thought is, like, what more would Jokic have to do to win the MVP? Because the dude's averaging a triple-double. Does he need to do a quadruple-double? Does he need to lead the league in blocks as well? Like, what more does he actually have to do to win the award?
Honestly, I think he's right now in the driver's seat. But again, with Luka, he's kind of been talked about a lot, and I agree that Luka, like, he's a good case because he's leading in points.
So do you have Shea at 3?
But I would say one thing, Jokic, one thing he has to do is if they win out these next, like, I think 6 games the Nuggets have left on their schedule, I think he deserves the MVP. They just lost Aaron Gordon. He's going to be out for a couple games. Yeah. Cam Johnson, he's going to miss a game or 2 of his back spasms. So now I would say that the Nuggets, if they win out these next 6 games, I would say Nikola Jokic is the MVP, just the way that their shape of the season is. And that's how I feel about Nikola. I'm not trying to be biased, but his close to rebounds. He's averaging a lot of rebounds and assists.
He leads the league. He leads the league in assists per game and rebounds per game.
Yep.
So do you have? So you have Jokic at 1, Luka at 2. So then, where are you putting Wemby, Jalen Brown, and SGA to finish off your top 5, and then we'll move on with the show.
I'll put Wemby. I'll put him at 3, and then Jalen Brown's my 4 because again, no one's stepped up for the Celtics except him, and until Tatum came back. To me, every Denver reporter, including me, I know it's a little biased. I put SG at the bottom because I think he's a foul merchant again. Yeah. I just don't like it. I like to see contact. And that guy, if you sneeze on him, you're gonna be called for a foul. So that's my opinion on SG. I feel like he's my bottom of the list guy. I feel like Nikola should have won it last year. Like the last 5 years, I feel like Nikola should have won every time. But again, I agree that they always have to change it up so it's not one guy winning the MVP over and over and over and over again.
Alex, do you have like a Twitter or anything that people could follow to like get your news or reports, or like an Instagram or somewhere you want to blast?
Oh, I really don't do many social medias. I mean, I do have them. I just use them just to reach out to my interns and all that. But
absolutely,
I've always thought about trying to get out there, but it's just a lot of work for me. Doing my high school sports, running their YouTube content and their Instagram page, and then also helping out with the radio station. So it's just a lot of work.
Dog, and I'm not even going to lie, you're helping me out too. This has been a great week of calls from you. The past few days that you've called in has been awesome, dude. And it helps me out, and the viewers do like hearing from you. Brother, I just wanted to say a quick God bless you. Happy Easter this weekend. Thank you for calling into the show, and we're going to keep things moving, okay?
Yep. All right. Thank you so much, Zach.
All right. Peace. My guy Alex, what a beast. Young future in sports media. Been doing it longer than I have. He's been doing it longer than I have. It's crazy that I was like 4 months ago or 5 months ago, I was like, nah, I'm going to set up a camera and point it at myself and talk about sports for 4 hours a day and hope people show up. I'm so grateful for JD, for Oreo. Himmy's been in here. Brick Jock has been in here. XD's been in here all the time. It means so much, guys. It really, really, really does. It means a lot that you're here and you're watching and listening along to the show with me as we watch some ball and hang out and have a good time. Today was a tough one, not gonna lie. Monday was a tough one too. You ever watch A League of Their Own? I have seen that movie with Tom Hanks. Some people call him John Hanks. Oh, the Knicks. I called them the Knicks. Dude, Oreo, you are the man. The Knicks are up 4 on Memphis. I feel bad for Memphis. Cedric Coward, with a Cedric Coward hour, is good. Cedric Coward's a very good basketball player. But ultimately, Memphis, hey, you guys, you stink. Not a good basketball team. Do I wish they were better? I don't care. I don't care about anybody from Memphis. There's one guy that I know from Memphis, name is Frank. He was a cool dude. Back when I was partying, me and Frank used to run around and get in some TROUBLE. Boy, oh boy, me and Frank got into some trouble. He went to my brother's alma mater, Ole Miss, and he was so Memphis, he barely spoke English. And he's like flim flam blim blam. Oh yeah, Puka Nacua is addicted to cocaine. That's what I was going to say earlier. Puka Nacua, you are addicted to cocaine. Bro's going to rehab. Shout out to him for getting help, first of all. But when someone gets rehab after like a bad thing happened in the public domain, I'm like, why are you really going to rehab? If this all didn't happen, if you didn't get in trouble for biting a woman, if you did not get in trouble for biting a woman on New Year's Eve in Century City at the Westfield Mall, actually, it's pretty cool. There's an Italy there. I've never met someone. I don't know anyone who's bitten anybody and not been high on cocaine. If you're an adult and you've bitten another human, you're high on drugs, white ones, powdery substance ones. I do feel bad for the guy, as I can obviously empathize with him. Bro, if Cedric Coward stayed committed to Duke instead of going to the league, Duke would have won the Natty. Good thing he didn't. Good thing for you and me that he did not. JD's a Duke and an OKC fan. Just let us know. You're a Patriots fan and you're a Yankees fan as well? Or are you Cowboys Yankees? Or are you Chiefs Yankees? You got to be Pats Yankees. Pats, Yankees, Thunder, Duke. What a horrible combo. JD, it better not be you. JD, it better not be you. I have a couple things on my list that we could talk about. I had a couple things written down, just little jots and gists and that. But here's the thing. A lot of these stories, it is April Fool's Day. I'm a Pirates, Spurs, Commanders, and Penguins fan. I don't know why you're a Spurs fan. And actually, the reasoning does make me actually nervous. Because about 4 years ago when Wemby got drafted, I feel like you just said, yeah, I'm a Spurs fan now. Which is okay if you were not a fan of another team, but if there was another team that you were a fan of, then you need to pay respects to them. JD said, no, I was born in OKC. I live in Dallas. So it's Cowboys, OKC, Stars. And your first college basketball game ever was a Duke game. So I like Duke. That makes sense. It does. JD, you've completely redeemed yourself. But Oreo, were you a Spurs fan before Wemby got there, is the question. Or were you a basketball fan before? A very important answer. So be careful. Yes. Okay. I liked Keldon Johnson and followed him from college. Keldon Johnson being the reason is good enough for me. There's like stuff on Twitter that I saw today that was like really interesting and intriguing. And I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. But it is April Fool's Day. So I don't really think I could trust anything that's going on. But luckily this was posted yesterday. It appears that Tiger Woods is stepping away from golf. He said in a statement, I know and understand the seriousness of the situation I find myself in today. I'm stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on my health. This is necessary in order for me to prioritize my well-being and work toward lasting recovery. I'm committed to taking the time needed to return in a healthier, stronger, and more focused place, both personally and professionally. I appreciate your understanding and support and ask for privacy for my family, loved ones, and myself at this time. Tiger. Hey. This is Tiger announcing that he's no longer going to be competing basically in the Masters. That was the only thing that people thought he might play in. It's like, hey, Tiger going to play in the Masters? He's not. Why? Addicted to pills. Crashing his car. See, man, even Tiger Woods, brother, even Tiger Woods struggles. That's a billionaire. That is a billionaire sports league owner at this point. World champion, greatest of all time at his sport type of dude. And he struggles with crashing cars on pills. Some people are able to drive hot. That was not the right thing I wanted to say. It's sad, dude. It's really sad. I don't think anyone was really thinking that Tiger was going to have a career. No one was like, oh, dude, this sucks for Tiger. His career is over. Yeah, he's 50. His career had been over, dog. The one thing that he has on the horizon is his own golf league, TGR. The Tiger Golf League, TGL. TGR. It's funny how like Tiger and Puka both like going to rehab and / like working on themselves at the same time. Both after poor public appearances. I don't know if the Tiger one is really that bad. I'm struggling. His career been over. You're right. Ah, JD, you are a Yankees fan from Texas, dude. You're a Yankees fan. There's 2 ball teams that you could root for. JD, we love you though. Absolutely love that you're here. I feel bad for anybody that like just started watching the show like a minute ago. Like, dude, this guy sucks. It's crazy how I can put together 3.5 hours of great streaming and great sports radio. But I don't know when a new person clicks on for the first time and sees me just like staring at the game and not talking, and then they click away, or they get an ad and they're like, nah, this guy sucks. Just so quick, they're like, nah, this guy stinks. I guess in the same, it's a lot harder to get a fan, to have someone watch and invest and be like, yeah, this is awesome. MK6 is in here. What up? You're putting a Yankees jersey since birth? All right, you're a fan. JD, you are totally good then. You are totally good. It's funny that at any moment, someone could just click on the stream and be like, hey, who's this? And see me talking and be like, this guy sucks. Never watching again. Gone forever. Lost a fan. I hate, dude, I sound like such a bitter loser when I say this kind of stuff. Like, this is just between me and you. This doesn't get clipped. This isn't going out anywhere. We're not putting this one out. We're not telling people that I said this, okay? This one is purely between you and me. This is secret time. This is one-on-one time. This is a moment of vulnerability. If it's okay with you, I'd like to be vulnerable. I'd like to just bare my soul for you. Without fear of getting clipped, without fear of being embarrassed. Is it cool if I just bare my soul to you guys? Is it cool if I just show you what I am actually thinking and feeling and not hide anything back and not try to be cool or nonchalant? Is it cool with you if I bare my soul? MK6, be vulnerable king. Why on earth is anybody watching Jason the freaking Ween? Why on earth is anybody in the world watching Lacey? Those guys, I'm going to let you know right now, in case you were wondering, in case you were sitting there like, man, I cannot figure this out. I need somebody to help me figure this thing out. I'm here to help you out right now. They're not funny. They're not funny. How untalented do I have to be? How untalented do I have to be to make this thing work? Dude, Stable Ronaldo is kind of funny, but he just cusses the whole time. That's his whole shtick is cussing. Kai Cenat's whole thing was saying the N-word. Like, that's why Kai Cenat got big, is because he was kind of funny and said the N-word a lot and screamed and went, ah! Hassan Piker actually does a show. So I have mad respect for Hassan Piker. He actually puts on a show. He actually does something. It's his politics. He puts on a politics show. Dude, Max is like making music and doing things and like has a cool stream. He has a music show. Like, he's bringing rappers in and doing a live like music show. Like, that's cool. Jinxie is a funny dude. Queso, funny dude. The Togi, the Clav, like the Kick guys, the Aiden Rosses. Sometimes they say funny things. Clav is unironically hilarious, but he's literally retarded. Sometimes they say funny things. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of funny. Vanilla is maybe the funniest person on Twitch. Vanilla and KDB are the funniest people on Twitch, probably. XQC, no, dude, mad respect for XQC. He's carved his lane out. He's done his thing. Felix is not like super, super funny, but he does his thing. He puts on a show. He does reaction clips. Like, he puts on a show. Agent, I don't know. Duke Dennis, Marlon. Those guys aren't funny. Speed, awesome. Jimmy. Yeah, Nick Fuentes, great. Clip that part. Speed is obviously top one. Speed is incredibly talented. He does this thing. I'm on Twitch. Moist Critical is good too. Yeah, Penguin Zero. These guys are fine. They're not funny though. Queso is the only one with actual, like, I think, comedy chops. Like, I believe, and I'm not sitting here saying I'm funnier than all of them, but I also know I am funny. I also know I am good at this. This is the worst thing in the world. I hate doing this. I hate burying my soul live in front of 6 people. I know ball. I know how to put on a good show. I know how to be entertaining. I know production really well. I know what's happening in the sports world. I'm very well informed. I can crack a joke or two. I can be funny. I can be timely. I can be witty. I can be all those things. But I can't be Jason the Ween. I can't be Lacey. I can't sit and do nothing. You know, I wrote 8 pages of notes for today's show. But I didn't have anybody calling in for hours at a time. So I went through all of the notes. And now I don't have anything, and I have 30 minutes left in the show, so I'm just complaining. I'm going to go eat my dinner. See you, JD. See you Friday, brother. Love you, bro. JD, you hit the nail on the head on the way out. Hit the nail on the way out. Jinxie, Queso, and Sketch Trio was the funniest thing ever. I still think that might be the best moment in streaming. Maybe. I don't even know who MMG is. Matthew Meager? He's a Madden streamer. His Instagram sucks balls. I will tell you that. His Instagram absolutely sucks balls. Hey, look at this cool thing I did. Hey, I'm a dog guy. Hey, I went to the Olympics. Look at me shirtless. Ooh, Minecraft. Private jet. Award. Kay Adams. Sketch. My Instagram will never look like this, guys. I'm just letting you know right now. I'm never going to have an Instagram chock full of DSLR JPEG photos of me looking hot and doing really cool things. That's sick. MMG Madden streamer. That's pretty cool. Seems like a great dude. Seems like a great guy. He's my mom's favorite YouTuber. Let's check his story. Trying to hit on chicks. Let me put a picture of my dog. I'm trying to hit on chicks really hard right now. His streams aren't good. But he's funny on camera. I don't know. Oh, brother. Jason the Ween's not funny. Lacey is not funny. The biggest channels on Twitch are not funny people. Rakai is not funny. Rakai does like shock humor. Same with Ray. Ryan Trahan works really hard. And so the reason I've been doing the power hour the way I've been doing it is in my head, I'm like, well, maybe I need to get big with like a podcast or have like a single show. And so the power hour for me is like my podcast. I'm gonna start a Take Back with Zach pod. And it's gonna be on Spotify and Apple and everywhere you get your podcast, basically. I'm gonna be trying to upload the podcast after shows to those places. But the power hour already does go straight to YouTube. So I'm really trying to get views to the power hour. So if someone's like, I don't know if I like the show, I don't know if I'm going to like it, blah, 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 it's 4 hours, it's too long. You just be like, yo, dude, he has an hour-long show that he does called the Power Hour. Turn it on 1.5 speed, and it takes you like 40 minutes to listen to. And it's all ball. Oreo, you heard the whole thing today. I'm writing out the entire Power Hour. So the entire hour is not me just like fumbling around and talking about bugs, talking about Anne Hathaway or Indian people. It's me like just here's the sports. Here's the ball. And I don't know if you liked it. I don't know if it's good. Maybe the best part of the show is when I'm talking about bugs and Anne Hathaway and Indian people. Maybe I should not do... Maybe I should do less sports. I don't know. I'm just so confused. It sucks being confused. Being confused is the worst. Not saying not directionless. Not like I have nowhere to go, but not knowing where to go or not knowing what to do next. 'Cause I'm doing so much, dude. Oh my gosh. I just feel bad for you guys. I feel bad for you guys. Because I want you guys to watch the show and love the show and be entertained by the show. And I think you are. But I also want you to see the show be successful. I also want you to say, like, man, I was there. I remember when he had 4 people watching. I remember when there was nobody in here. I remember when I was the only one. And now look at it. But the now look at it part is the toughest part. One of the craziest things I did was when I did my yearly goals, I got a word from the Lord, and I still have faith in this word. 100x across every single channel, across every single metric. And I it's the background of my phone, 100x. I know you can't see it right now. Maybe a little bit. You can see it a little bit. I think a power hour is great. I'll slowly catch on. It takes time to build a brand. Yes, sir. What are we going to get in return? Himmy, not Jimmy. What do you want, brother? And in return for watching? Oh, dude, you guys are getting jobs. Like, I don't know how to say this, and I hope you guys understand this is all coming from a place of honesty. I want to give away as much money as humanly possible. I don't want to be like wealthy. I want to be so filthy loaded so I can give away as much money as possible. I don't want to be in a position to be like, man, I want to help this person, but I kind of have to do this. Like, the reason I want wealth is to give it away. Literally, like, I want nothing more than to drop off a Louis duffel with $10K in it to every single ABB member. Be like, here you go. I want to be able to host the draft every single year and fly anybody out free of charge and get a 12-bedroom villa in Mexico and be like, here's the draft. Like, it's I want to take care of everyone so bad. I want to take care of my family. I want to buy my parents a house more than anything. I want to buy my sister a house and my brother's a spot. I want to give people jobs. Oreo, brother, I want you to have a job with us one day, but you also have to be older than you are, so you need to grow up. Just kidding. It does sound fun, Jimmy. It all sounds fun. And I'm just realizing, like, if it sounds fun, it's usually going to be really, really hard and difficult to do. I think I'm just at the point right now where I'm realizing, like, I'm doing everything I can. I'm posting as much as possible. I'm doing as good a show as possible. I'm increasing the long form stuff. I'm increasing all over the place. And I'm just doing everything I can. I keep thinking late at night, I can't sleep. And I'm like, what more can I do? What more can I do? What more can I do? And I realize I can't do anymore. I just have to do it. I just have to be here. Be present. And to go live and grind. Go live and grind on April Fool's Day. Maybe everyone was just busy today doing pranks. Maybe everyone was super busy today pulling pranks on each other. It's going to take tons of work at this point right now. Dog, it's taking tons of work to get to this point too. And I'm forgetful of, like, man, we watched some of the clips back in the breaks and I had like one person, not even one person sometimes just yelling to zero. And that one person is usually my mom, who just, like, has the stream on all the time in the background, just like on a random computer. Shout out to mom. And so my thought is, yeah, I'm about to be going live every single night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time after NBA playoff games and stuff like that. It's going to be so hard, dude. It's going to be so difficult. I'm like, well, man, I got to do something. So that's my thought there. I don't have any clips from today. I didn't say anything funny. I maybe said a bunch of funny things, but nothing like funny. Nothing where I'm like, hey, that was one big funny clip. There might be something. We can cook a couple of clips right now, though, because we are not defeated. We might have been beaten, but we are far from defeated. This show shall carry on. or not, or I stop. Just today. Here's the orbital animation from Artemis 2. This actually looks really, really sick. Also, I'm winning my matchup in fantasy right now. Let's check on my fantasy team. I like that. The Veenies. The Veenies. The Weenies. The everything in betweenies. Blorp is getting smacked in the mouth right now. I did have 5 pitchers go. All right, I have 3 pitchers today. Freddie Peralta and Kevin Gossman got it done. And Gavin Williams is not pitching great right now. But I believe that I have Mitch Keller and Mackenzie Gore later on in the year or in the week. I know I think he's got Brian Wu, and I think he has Cease. I think he has 4 more starts. I think I only have 1, so I don't know if I'm going to be winning this one. It's going to be tough, but my lineup has been very solid. I do like my lineup a lot. Everyone's producing right now. Never getting a whole lot of zeros, except Rafael Devers. Rafael Devers is on the trade block, but 103, good win. Or good day. 100 to 63 is a good day, and Gavin Williams is still in the bump. Just got a K against the Dodgers. Why am I watching this crap game? Oh, hey, hum, hey, hum. Oh, hey, hum, hum. I said love don't come easy. Atlanta's up 21 on Orlando. Orlando stinks, dude. There's people out there that took Orlando to win the East. There's people that actually thought Orlando was going to be like, they might win the East. This team could mess around and win the East. Hey, guess what? No, they can't. Philly and Washington, horrible day for sports. There's nothing on. I guess we'll watch the Knicks. They said love don't come easy. You're putting up big numbers, but also Kevin stinks. Kevin is getting destroyed. Kevin barely had 200. Geraldo Perdomo with a grounded double play. If you're just tuning in right now, our fantasy league, it's -5 for grounding into a double play. -5, we don't like those. He had 2 guys grounded into double plays. That stinks. This is Shohei Ohtani on his team. I think Shohei is going to go down as, how do I say this? A complete waste of a number 1 overall pick. You cannot play him. He doesn't accrue pitching points. Shohei doesn't accrue pitching points when he's in your lineup. He doesn't accrue batting points when he's in your pitching slot. So you either choose him as a pitcher or a hitter, and you're like, well, I should probably go hitter here. I know. My fave Paulo nickname is PB No J. That is a pretty good one. Oreo the cat. It's a pretty good one. Man, if there was a good game on, I would do a watch along with you guys for the rest of this show. The rest of this thing. We are getting some cool followers though in the middle of the night. In the middle of all the dreams. Meaning I'm having guys like I think are seeing clips on Instagram or TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And they're like, this is funny. I'm going to follow him on Twitch. And then they follow on Twitch and they come up. Like Danny the Plop. He was one of those guys. I also don't know if people are tuning in and not... I can't even watch the... I can't even put on the Dodgers and the Guardians game. It's blacked out in my area. Jim, I don't even know what you're saying. Get a hand up. Get a hand up. Hand up. I have a take that can make people really, really mad. Should I do that? Make people really, really mad right now? JJ Redick, 50-plus wins. First Laker coach to do that since Phil Jackson. He's quietly been an unbelievable hire for the Lakers. JJ Redick has quietly been an unbelievable hire for the Lakers. Back-to-back 50-plus win seasons is not an easy feat in the NBA, especially with a veteran team like the Lakers. You never know what the bodies are going to look like or the health of the team. But this is a team that he had last year without Luka. Got Luka halfway through. Didn't do well in the playoffs. Didn't really retool at all this summer. Just locked in and got better. They added DeAndre Ayton. That's it. They added DeAndre Ayton and they're like, all right, is this enough to work with? And everyone said no, except for JJ. If you watch some of the out-of-bounds plays and the inbounding plays that this team does, or the sets they run out of a timeout, he's running some of the best sets in the NBA. If they need to call a timeout and go get a wide-open bucket, JJ Redick will do that for this team. He's got the guys gelling in the right way. Ultimately, being the head coach of the Lakers means making sure Luka Doncic plays good basketball. He understands the assignment. He's so tight with LeBron and such good friends with LeBron, but he's able to put that on the side and be like, hey, listen, I'm your coach. You need to do this, this, and that. And LeBron listens to him. LeBron responds. Luka also responds to him. I think because he treats him with the utmost respect. Love don't come easy. The guy's IG handle that didn't get a hand up on UConn winner. Get a hand up? No way. That's crazy, Jim. Yeah, they got Luke Kennard at the deadline. I know, but they were already pretty good without Luke Kennard. They were still the 3 seed. But yeah, Luke Kennard did help them improve, and Marcus Smart, of course. But JJ Redick has quietly been the best coach in the NBA this year. Quietly. And when I look at this Laker team, man, people are going to get so mad at me for this one. People are going to get so mad about this one. Why would LeBron retire this year? Why on earth would he do that? Do you remember that? How do I put this? You don't want to go until the wheels fall off. We saw that with Jordan. We've seen that with some NFL athletes, especially at the quarterback position, where it's like, dog, time to hang it up. You don't want to do that. You want to leave on a good note, right? And LeBron, if he left this year, he'd be leaving on a good note. He still looks so good. He still looks so good, dude. If LeBron really wants to pass Jordan with rings, why doesn't he just sign the veteran minimum and stay in LA for the next 5 years? He's still going to start on that team. He's good enough to start on a basketball team for the next 5 years. He will be an all-star at 46 years old. You stop playing when your body can't handle it anymore. When you can't jump with the rest of the league. When you can't run with the young guys. When your legs give out. Jordan stayed till he fell apart. And we saw him fall apart. I haven't seen LeBron fall apart at all. LeBron hasn't even looked a step off. I legit do think LeBron can play for the next 5 years. Nothing in his game right now lets me think that this guy's washed. This guy's not good. He looks more athletic than Russ out there. Of all the old heads, KD, Paul George, Russ, Kawhi, not even that old. Chris Paul, put Steph, put all these guys together. LeBron doesn't look like any of them. LeBron looks way, way younger, and he's older than any of those guys. And he has more mileage on him, and he's played in more games than anyone. He has sciatica. That is true. LeBron could just play till the wheels fall off. I'm not saying he's going to sit and ride the bench for the next 5 years for the Lakers either. I think he can compete and be a starter on the Lakers for the next 5 seasons. Why would you not do that? You're a billionaire. You have $1 billion to your name. If you take the vet min, and not even the min, take $20 million a year. Take $30 million a year. And be that number 3 option for the Lakers that has Luka Doncic stepping into what looks like a role that very few have ever possessed, which is the best player in basketball. If LeBron does take a $20 million contract, that gives the Lakers an extra like $30-40 million in cap space to mess with. So if he does that, and then you add in Nickeil Alexander-Walker, or you add in, I don't know. I don't even want to. If I was not a Lakers fan, I feel like I would still feel this deep down, which is super stupid to say. Nothing that he does makes me think that it's going to end anytime soon. The only reason I think that he would leave is if Savannah is like, hey, can we be done with this whole thing? Can we stop with the basketball? I could see her saying that. I could see him not listening too. The only reason I think he would stop playing is like if it's the mental or the emotional part of it where he's like, I just can't really handle this travel or this or that anymore. Getting ready for a season, being prepared. The dude clearly wants to be out there, and the dude clearly wants to win. Imagine I do get the LeBron retweet on this. But everyone's talking about LeBron like, is this the last year? Oh, he should do one more year and then after that be done. One more year? Nobody thought he was going to look this good 5 years ago. Nobody thought he was going to be able to jump. And he's still absolutely throwing down, bringing the Showtime Lakers back. That's it. No more LeBron stuff. Paprika. Said love don't come easy. I had some stuff in there on the Knicks and Philly. And Cooper Flagg. Guys, Cooper Flagg is such a dork. Did you guys see him? Gosh. I can't have Cooper Flagg being the biggest dork in the world. That guy's name is Colin Cowherd. Oreo. And yes, Colin Cowherd did say, hey, we're good. Hey, LeBron, we're good. We have Ben Simmons. Whoever's calling into the show right now, the phone lines are closed. Sorry, brother. You could call in again on Friday. Friday will be live, probably 1 to 5, maybe a little bit after, maybe a little bit before. Cooper Flagg cannot be doing this kind of stuff.
What app do you think you use the most?
Well, app, I definitely use Crunchyroll the most.
Nerd, dork, loser.
It's the best for having, everything from, English dub to sub anime.
Why is he code switching? You can't be code switching and talking about how much you love anime. It's the biggest contradiction I've ever heard in the world. Oxymoronic white boy.
And Japanese and stuff. I've kind of got a cool phone case on here.
That's not cool. Why does the phone look so small in his hands? His hands are way too big. That blue is nice, though.
One Piece. I watch a lot of different animes. One Piece is one of my favorites. What I love about anime, for me, it's just the story.
Oh, the script. Yeah, I love the script. I like the story of it. So he's watching it. He's not even like watching anime because he's like, the animation's cool or the fight scenes. He's like this. Oh, interesting. Character development. Cool. All of the comments are going to be like, dude, clearly you've never watched Attack on Titan. No, and I'm not going to. I'm an actual adult. A non-Japanese adult. I'm not watching anime now or ever. Don't tell me it's the best show on television when Breaking Bad freaking exists.
One Piece, for example, is a longer anime. I like just following along with, different characters and seeing how they develop over
Oh, yeah, character development's really cool.
time and get stronger is pretty cool to me.
Also, have you guys seen Toy Story 3? Hey, you're a child. I can't have my goat being a dork. Last week, I said Cooper Flagg's going to be the face of the NBA soon because he's white and American. The logic's not bad, but when you're acting Japanese, brother, I don't know anymore. I think I might be hitting him with. You're like, Like what you like. Hey, enjoy what you enjoy. I have things that I enjoy, all like TV shows that I watch that are not cool. But guess what? I don't say them out loud. I definitely don't do a GQ interview and say like, yeah, I watch anime. And then they asked him like, what's the most important thing you have? And he's like, my PlayStation. He's literally an autistic basketball player. He's a weeb. Oh, hit me, I will. He's an actual weeb. He's on a one-way ticket to getting a Japanese wife. Fast. He probably likes Koreans more. Low-key, Abbott Elementary and The Rookie are great shows. Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen them, but I'm not mad. Hey, okay. I watch I watch Grey's Anatomy every night. I know. My friend's like, yo, you should watch the new Game of Thrones, The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And he's like, what are you watching instead? I'm like, just some documentaries. I don't say like I'm watching Grey's Anatomy. It's embarrassing. It's not cool. Don't tell me you watch anime. Lie. Just lie. What's the most used app on your phone? Tinder. If he said Tinder, dog, you were my goat for life. But no, he didn't. He said his favorite app is Crunchyroll. I had to look it up. Instantly, I got an ad. Anime woman. Honk City, Utah. Even if Cooper Flag was like my number one used app is Grindr, that would be a better answer than Crunchyroll. Sushi eating, anime loving Japanese, man. It's if I said that in context to like an actual Japanese person, it'd be so racist, but I'm saying it about Cooper Flag, it's hilarious. Like white boy of the year. He might be the white boy of life. But either way, he's an absolute dork. My kind of cool phone case. My phone case is kind of cool. The comments, too, are so divisive. Some are like, that's so lame, what a loser. And some are like, yeah, my goat. Oh, wow, I really like him. Dog. Stop watching anime. Don't tell people either. The confidence that man must possess to go on GQ and be like, yeah, I love anime. Also, my PlayStation. He brings his PlayStation everywhere, which is cool. I probably would, too. Straight up, Oreo. Straight up. And Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet, Braylon Mullins, and Con Knipple are in a three-way tie right now for White Boy of the Year. Officially right now. Cooper Flag off that list. No. Jake Shane. Not Jake Shane. Jacob Elordi. No, not wide enough. Too olive-skinned. The White Boy of the Year is Chalamet or Braylon Mullins. Con Knipple has a great chance, but he has to win Rookie of the Year. And he has to play well in the playoffs to get there. To get to the White Boy of the Year. Unbeknownst to me, there is a dark horse, though, in this White Boy of the Year race that nobody is talking about. I know we're 1/4 of the year done, so we're only entering Q2. Congratulations on Q2 for all who live in an office. The kid from Harry Potter has an opportunity to be like multi-time White Boy of the Year. That kid is cold. Bieber is a perennial White Boy of the Year, but right now the race, it's a two-horse race. It's a two-horse race for me right now. It's Timothy Chalamet and it's Braylon Mullins. But if UConn does win the Natty, Braylon Mullins is a lock for WBOY. Speaking of awards, shout out to Oreo the cat, brother. You are the MVB, the most valuable boy. What a horrible thing to happen to me. Yes, sir. You are the man. But that is the show. You two people, shout out to you. Love you. Bye. There's no one there.